Hey, we're about to get started. The game with Palm Beach and St. Best. St. Best had won the toss and decided to take first strike. Yeah, the score is now 9 without loss. St. Best.
Samurai begins to move in right arm over the wicket now to go to the right-handed Carty. Carty is without two as long on. This will go for four. Comes below the commentary booth. Delivery that pitched up right into the half of McCarthy, and McCarthy giving it the treatment it deserves. So one delivery too full. Not a happy camper. And we stretch out the imagination. And Samurai, I'm sure that he'll be able to correct that. The score goes up now for 30 for a loss of 2 wickets. After winning the toss, St. Bess lost some 2 quick wickets in succession towards long off. So the over comes to an end, is it? Just changing over for the left-hander, right-hander combination usually causes a lot of problems for fielders and perhaps sometimes the batters themselves. So 31 it is for 2. With the arrival of Samra on his way now, just about ball to KUMAR. We get a delivery slashing outside the line of the off stump. It is a wide delivery. It is signaled and called wide by umpire David Maitland. So 32 it is now for the loss of some 2 wickets. So we're in bright sunshine here at Essential Broad Regional Park. Sam Lalan is going out to bowl to KUMAR. And KUMAR for the list delivery. It'll be portion of the bat. The end of the over comes to an end, and after the completion of 5 overs, St. Bess winning the toss decided at first strike. They're 32 for a loss of 2 wickets. That's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park. Ivor. Again, Ivor is not ready. We're going to get Brian Eden into the... So I guess Brian Eden has to make sure that he is well coordinated with the, not only with the scores, but the commentators and the analyst. 32 it is for the loss of 2 wickets. Eddie Edwards along with Ivor Henry, live and direct from the Central Broad Regional Park, and you can tune into www.blogtalkradio.com/The Cricket Show. So it's Africa is going to pick up the attack from the northern end. He's going to replace Anglin. So it's going to be right arm over. So for McCarthy is going to be just a slip of cover. Extra cover is a long off. A mid wicket. A back with a square. And then the point region. The man at short cover. Here is Africa starts, and start forget he has to roll. So it is all happening here. Good observation by Brian Eden behind me. So here is Africa now on his way now. Right arm over the wicket ball to McCarthy. McCarthy gets a full toss, pulls it away. Is signaled no ball also, and it goes for 4. So not a good start by Africa. 37 it is for the loss of some 2 wickets. St. Bess picking it up just a notch. After winning the toss, decided to bat first. So umpires warning the bowler and also signal a free hit. So right away the mandatory free hit comes into play. So here is Africa, a whole continent in the young man. Right arm over the wicket passes the umpire just about now. Ball to fix it away down towards mid wicket is 4 runs. So as I said earlier on in the previous delivery, not a good start on the Bad start continues for Africa. So 41 now it is for 2. McCarthy is on 21. Kumar is on 2. So we're into the 6 over, 5.1 overs to be exact. So the deep backward of square, deep mid wicket, backward of square, slip, cover, extra cover, so long off, long on, settles into his stance now with the arrival of Africa. Driving up into cover, in and oh my god, and he drops it! And also it's a no ball. So the excitement that delivery brought about, and certainly would have looked extremely well had he held on to that, but the umpire took it back, so it was a change of decision, and either it was all happening there in the cover region. Anglin could not have held on either. So here is Africa riding down towards the point region, and with the number 2 jersey he comes across, cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single, so it is 42 for 2. McCarthy's on 22. Kumar, Ivor Henry is on 2. 42 for 2. So whatever is happening out in the middle, umpire is just explaining to Africa exactly what went on. I'm sure that be very interesting. So brings the left-handed Kumar into strike. 22 is McCarthy, 2 is Kumar, 42 it is. So my score is saying that she's too close to me. Well, am I a lucky man or am I a blessed man? So here is Africa. Litany of bad luck for Africa. Comes in on his way, pass it back, both to Kumar. Kumar pushed it with soft hands just into the short mid-off position. The batsman take off for a single and get it quite easily too. As Kumar individual score goes on to 343 it is for the loss of 2 wickets, and we're into the 6 over being bowled by Africa. So whole lot of batters to come. So with the prospect of Shane Ford to come, former Jamaican international, certainly create a lot of excitement anytime Shane Ford is in a squad. Here is Africa, right arm over the wicket, generating some pace now, both 2. Then it turns it into the on leg reach, and this will go for 4. So it's a leg by. The ball came off the outer portion of the pad. Umpire Sylvan Taylor just coming across and signaling now. So good bit of cricket for not only McCarthy and the Bess team, but certainly for the little crowd that is here thus far at the Central Broad Regional Park. 47 it is for the loss of 2 wickets. Bess winning the toss, decided to bat first, and we're into the 6 over being bowled by Africa. It's a very long over, it seems like, Ivor Henry.
Yes, indeed. Brilliant sunshine here at the Central Broad Regional Park, Eddie, and the crowd building.
It was Africa on the right arm over the good ball to McCarthy. McCarthy turns it off the leg down towards the right of the square leg umpire. They're going for one. They're going to come back for round number 2, and they get it quite easily too. So good bit of running between McCarthy and Kumar between the stumps. 49 it is, and after winning the toss, Bess decided to bat for 6 overs completed. 49 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Yeah, well, the over is not quite completed, Eddie. It's a no ball and a free hit at that. Remember, the fielders cannot move from where they are, and the batsman is going to have a swing. Will it be a miss? We'll wait and see.
So here is Africa now, getting a little bit excited. Plays it into the cover. I'm going to get her on anyhow. So the over comes to an end now. One that Africa, I'm sure, is excited. He's happy to see after a litany of runs and wide deliveries and no balls, missed
because the over comes to an end, and at the end of the over, after winning the toss, decided to bat first. St. Bess 50 for 2, 6 overs completed, Ivor.
Yes, so we've reached the 50 mark, and a round of applause came up from the appreciative crowd here at the Central Broad Regional Park. And St. Bess would have had Shane Ford as their captain. We have Sharon Powell, Gail McCarthy, Kumar, Salman, Devon Clark, Jamie Smith, Elvis Watson, Fabian Anderson, and Romeo Ahmed. That's the final 11 that is going to be coming up against the Palm Beach. And
single and then two over there.
and we'll give you the Palm Beach team shortly.
So it's going to be Samuel who's going to continue. Be Samuel from the commentary box and pass. The umpire now goes to McCarthy. McCarthy gets a lift in delivery, making some height. That's in the vacant second slip and down to the third man boundary for 4. Good delivery there from Samuel. One that made some height. One that caught McCarthy flat-footed, so to speak. And luckily for him, the second slip was not in place. In the final analysis, he gets 4, 54 it is for 2, Ivor Henry.
Yes, well, the fielder gave chase all the way to the boundary, but all in vain, only to retrieve. But the Palm Beach team here, we have in Alaha, he's the captain, Glenn Angden, Babalal, Ramuta, Samalal, Lopez, Scott, Africa, Solman, Douglas, and Thomas. 12th man is Ali.
So here is Samuel, right arm over the good pass, and just about now balls to McCarthy. McCarthy, and in here, this time the luck goes. His luck ends. Ivor Henry, and the man that was in the first slip position in the previous delivery pushed himself into the second slip position, being coordinated by the captain. So the end of a brilliant knock from McCarthy. 41 runs partnership between those two. 27 to McCarthy. KUMAR history 54 for 2.
Yes, well, that was just a regulation catch there in the second slip region. Good captaincy there by the skipper there, and well supported by the bowler and the fielder, and it was just a regulation catch there. But nonetheless, 2 wickets would have fallen. Remember, we're into the 7th. 3 wickets would have fallen. Waiting for the scoreboard to turn over here. 54 for the loss of 3 wickets. It's a 2020 encounter. It's a finals between St. Bess and Palm Beach. 2 teams that would have worked their way into the finals on a brilliant day here at the Central Broad Regional Park. There's some clouds hanging over in the northwestern area, but no threat of rain, no immediate threat of rain. I think in the forecast, they did forecast rain, but we just want to say congratulations to the President Louis and his team for coming through in this 2020 encounter, where we see the 2 top teams making it here to the finals. And it's good to see that they're using the facilities here at the Central Broad Regional Park. Eddie?
Certainly, anytime the facility becomes available, you have to utilize it, and that's what you need in Florida. You want to utilize, and particularly this Central Broad Regional Park, because you know what they've been saying, Ivor.
Yeah, he's been giving way to the soccer, and soccer might be a good term used for people like Brian when we're saying soccer, but we'll just use it and say football.
So Samuel going to bowl to Shane Ford, and Shane Ford gets a lift in delivery, and seems like Samuel has something up there, either just outside the line of the off stump, cutting back into the batters.
And we just want to welcome Brian Eden and Mr. Ricardo Innes here into our midst, and we have our cameraman here today, the able young Elton Tucker, yes indeed, and we have the
Samuel Allis went out to bowl to Shane Ford. Shane Ford coming forward, the ball just coming off the outer portion of the bat, and the batters come get the single. So 1 to Shane Ford, 1 more to the total. 55 it is for a loss of 3 wicket, Ivor.
Yes, that was all sheer experience, soft hands there from Shane Ford. No need to hustle. He just played it with soft hands delicately. Even though it's a 2020 game, it doesn't mean that every ball you have to go gung-ho.
So brings Kumar into strike. Kumar's been out there for quite some time, Ivor. He's only 3. He was playing a supporting role to McCarthy. Here is Samuel on his way out to bat to bowl to Kumar. Left-hander looking to turn it in towards the backward of square position. The ball coming off the outer portion of the pad. Signal comes in from umpire Maitland. 56 it is for the loss of some 3 wickets on the way into the 7th over. Being bowled by Samuel from the commentary box end. Ivor.
Yes, that was sloppy bit of work there by the wicket keeper. The batsman was off for a quick single. The fielder got in, threw the ball to the stump, and the keeper did not even move up to the stump to evert and run out in case the batsman would have collided in the middle or fall down. But anyway, both batsmen make good their grounds, but doesn't speak well for cricket.
So here is Samuel on his way out to bowl to the right-handed Shane Ford. Shane Ford gets a delivery, bat and pad close together, the ball going through to the wicketkeeper. The over comes to an end, and at the end of the over, at the end of 7 overs, St. Bess won the toss, decided to take first strike. There are some 56 for the loss of 3 wickets. Kumar is on 3, Shane Ford is on 1. Ivor.
Yes, Shane Ford being the captain of the Palm Beach team, he's out to do battle. His team is in a spot of bother. St. Bess, I beg your pardon, St. Bess, and St. Bess is a champion in their right. They're always on the forefront. For every time we come around, it's always St. Bess against who. So sooner or later we'll be saying it's St. Bess and who. But nonetheless, we're going to be congratulating Palm Beach at the same time for being here, coming up against the powerhouse of Palm Beach. We know the likes of Jamie Smith would be breaking stumps. We're going to be seeing if that would happen today in this encounter, Eddie. It's going to be an early day. There's going to be a presentation right after the conclusion of this game, maybe somewhere in the region of about, say, 3 o'clock or so. So for you out there in Radioland, we're asking you to come on up to the Central Boy Regional Park. It's a beautiful day. We have a few spectators on hand, and there are other activities in the park as well.
So Africa to continue. Right arm over the wicket now to bowl to the left-handers in Kumar. Settles just about now, awaiting the arrival of Africa. Begins to move in from the northern end. Pass on by Taylor now. Bowl to Kumar. Pushed out into the point position. The man coming across couldn't prevent.
Purposely overran the ball, knowing he wouldn't just go some 2 meters behind him. But the batsman thought about a second, but it ended just being a thought, Eddie.
So Anglin was off the field for just a little bit. Would have injured the thumb, and trying to hold on to a catch that was hit to him powerfully. But we'll come back to that. Here is Africa now on his way now to bowl to Ford, and Ford is driving into a cover, but cannot get it past the man who in the number 12 jersey. He knocks it down 1 hop to him. I have a good bit of cricket there.
Yes, maybe a meter or 2 to the left or right of him, it would have been 4 because there's no cover sweeper. But he was beautifully timed, but it was going 1 bounce, beach cricket out, as we would say back in the old days.
So Shane Ford, with lots of experience now, settles with the arrival of Africa. A whole continent. That is when I both to Shane Ford. Shane Ford gets a delivery coming from the portion of the bat, and between those two, either yes, and they decided to go because the ball came off the bottom of the bat, and with the experience of Shane Ford and Kumar, they decided to take a single. So 58 now it is for the loss of 3 wickets, and we into the 8th over being bowled by Africa. So Africa continues to have a little bit of bad luck there, Ivor.
Yes, indeed. But what can I say? The batsman in the meantime scampered through for a single. Again, the wicketkeeper standing back couldn't prevent that single. So there's always one going in the direction of the wicketkeeper. He seems to be the... Is he the captain? The keeper? Yeah, the skipper, he's the captain. He has to look after another 10 men on the field.
Africa moves to Kumar. Out towards short mid wicket. Knocks it down. And the batsman can get no run. The total remains on 58 for 3. St. Bess winning the toss. Decided to take first strike. So for Kumar, there's a cover, extra cover. Mid wicket, backward a square. Here is Africa on his way out to bowl to Kumar. Past the bowler. Pushing out the foot, but cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single. So Africa is doing all that he can do in his power, either to prevent the batters from scoring, and yet still Kumar and Shane Ford finding different ways in which to score. 59 it is for the loss of some 3 wickets, and we're into the 8th over.
Yes, the ball was partially stopped by the bowler, but it was beautifully timed there by the left-hander. And in the meantime, the batsman would, of course, for a single.
Here is Africa now on his way out to bowl to Shane Ford. Shane Ford gets the delivery outside line of the off-down swap at it. The over comes to an end, and at the end of over number 8, St. Bess, winning the toss, decided to bat first. There are some 59 for 3. Shane Ford is on 2. KUMAR is on 5. That's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park.
Yes, and not very many overs, but we would have seen 100 score in 2020. So on this fast lightning there, wide signal there by umpire Maitland. So KUMAR is off target in his first over here, and I know the waiter he'll be trying to get it right for his skipper and himself and his team.
Here is Ramatana, left arm between the umpire and the stumps on his way out to bowl to KUMAR. KUMAR is out towards mid-wicket. Pushed out in towards the region. Comes at the non-strikers end, but the batsman was pretty much on their way home. 65, it is for a loss of 3 Ivor.
Yes, KUMAR was felt lapse in there, getting into his ground, and the fielder saw him just ambling in, rifled a return to the non-strikers end, and the ball struck KUMAR someplace in the upper part of his body, but there was no appeal for obstruction. So the umpires did not come into play there.
Ramatana is went out of Shane Ford. Shane Ford pushed out into the short hold position. And wearing the number 12 jersey comes across and prevents the batsman from getting a single. Total remains on 65 for a loss of some 3 wickets. The left arm Ramatana continues between the umpire and the stump. Ball to Shane Ford. Shane Ford coming forward, the ball the outer portion of the left pad. The over comes to an end. 65 it is. That's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park.
So that's a good comeback there by Ramata. His radar was off in the beginning, but he conceded a boundary in that over. But by and large, a good over, a good comeback, especially the last 2 deliveries. But early in the day, Eddie, we are hoping that one of the cyclists that are involved in a race around the park here, who got crashed just to the south of us here, we hope that he's in good stead, and he got up off his feet. The good thing is that the bicycle stayed for him. He waited. The bicycle didn't go. Continued the journey. So I say good bicycle, well trained.
I think the only thing might have been bruised was his ego. Bruised just a little bit. So it's going to be the continuation of Africa from the northern end. And he'll be bowling over number 10. And he'll be bowling to the left-hander KUMAR, who is on 10. So Shane Ford is on 2, KUMAR is on 10. The partnership is 11. And we have...
Richard, can you give me water, please?
So third man, backward of square, mid-wicket. Here is Africa now on his way past the banner ball. So KUMAR hit uppishly out towards wide. Long off, the man from long off had to come across to his right, but cannot prevent the batsman from coming back for run number 2. So there's a big gap between cover and long off the Ivor.
Yes, a good shot, well placed. He didn't have all the timing that he would have liked, because once he got it over the extra cover fielder, he should have rocketed it into the boundary. But he got 2 for his effort. This time he's playing and fishing outside the off stump. Beautiful delivery there. Well taken there by the wicket keeper, who stands alone. No leg slip, no slips. The closest man to him would be the leg gully. But we have the deep mid wicket and a short mid wicket and a long on. Just 3 men in the onside. So it's a 6-free field as he comes in.
On his way now to bowl to KUMAR. KUMAR gets a full delivery, put out towards
Long on.
Out towards long on, just a single. Man from the long on boundary was very quick and to the ball. So one more to KUMAR, one more to the total. Takes the total now to some 68 for the loss of some 3 wickets, and we're into the 10th over being bowled by Africa from the northern end. So the field changes for the right-hander, and his went out to bowl to McCarthy, to Shelford, I'm sorry. It's a little bit of yes, no, but in the final I said they came through for each other, the Ivor Henry. So no harm, no foul, or no foul, no harm, whichever one you want to use, Ivor.
Well, no foul, no chicken. But whatever it is, the batsman would have added one more to the total, which goes up to your favorite number 69, Eddie, on this good Sunday morning.
Now, is he getting a second warning from the umpire?
No, well, if he would have bowled another, then he would have to be
It's 3 no ball he has now.
at high no balls.
Yeah.
If he's bowled him, then I think he's done for the day. So, but that one was a high full pitch. And back in the days, that was a legal delivery that we used to call a beamer, Eddie, and that was a weapon that the bowlers had in the arsenal. But we're saying hit the road, Jack, because he would have bowled quite a few of those, and the umpires would have said someone has to finish the over. And how many balls would have left in that over, Eddie?
One legal delivery.
One legal delivery. Someone would have to bowl it, and hopefully it wouldn't be one of his special bowlers. He can be a non-bowler. If I were the skipper, I put one of my non-bowlers to bowl it, because if he bowls any part of this over, he would not be able to bowl one of his 4 if he's a regular bowler. So here's where it comes a little tricky. You would not take one of your regular bowlers because you cannot bowl 4.1 over.
So he's going to use Thomas.
Well, if Thomas is one of the regular bowler, and here comes the free hit.
Signal comes in from umpire Sylvan Taylor.
10 ball and when this finish it to the 10. Okay, this is a 10.
So this is the 10th over, one delivery, one legal delivery left in it. But as we say, this is going to be counting as an over for this bowler. So how many
This is his first.
So this would have been Thomas's first.
Oh, this is first. Oh, this is Thomas first. So this would go down as an over.
So you would have bowled, you would be able to bowl some 4 overs in total. Slapped it out towards deep cover.
And they're going to take on. Would they take on the arm? Yes, no, they would not. Well, like we said, this bowler, he can bowl 3 more overs only, because he would have completed this one ball to complete the over that was recklessly bowled there by Africa. So Africa is done. We can put a mark right by him. He would not be seeing a ball bowled in this. Are they going to be taking a strategic timeout? No, they're not. We're in a time straight here where we're going to be having the presentation, some lovely trophies here, sponsored by Leparkin, the trophy presentation, and we have some batting gears that's been donated by Mr. Carl Blackman down there in the southwest. So Mr. Blackman, if you're listening to us, and all of the Leparkin, Mr. Brian Eden, Lance Gibbs and the others, we just want to say congratulations to you, and the whole of South Florida Cricket Alliance appreciate your effort. And to all the spectators who are here today, we are saying welcome, and we're happy to see you here in the park. Eddie, it's a beautiful day. Some rain is slated for later. Let's hope that the rain will go away so that the cricket be able to play.
Why would you want to give up joy for freedom, so to speak, Ivor? You don't want it to rain, do you?
No, I'm keeping joy, whatever you're saying. I'm not giving up joy at all.
Okay.
I love joy.
Okay. Thought that's what you were doing for a split second. So Ramata is going to continue from the southern end, between the umpire, left arm around. Your thoughts about Ramata so far in over number 3, just about to begin?
No, over number 2 for Ramata.
Don't be number 3. Let's the way out towards wicket. Pulls it back just about an inch away from the boundary.
No, that's number 2 over. Check it.
Come on, man, get the first one fast, come on.
It's been slow going for Ramata. So it's in.
Score 77 for 3 here at the Central Board Regional Park, where you're witnessing the finals between St. Bess, champions in their own right, against Palm Beach, champions too in their own right, and KUMAR is calling for some water. So we're going to have, with the permission of the umpire, it's a hot day.
Ramata between the umpire and the stumps ball. So Shane Ford gets the delivery, looking to turn it into the onside. Just push it down into the forward short leg. And the batsman can get no run. The total remains on some 77 for 3.
Yes, a partnership of 23 so far.
Ramata now to bowl to Shane Ford. Just guiding it away down towards short third man. Find Thomas in the way. Just a single.
Yeah, some spin, turn and bounce there, but well negotiated there by Shane Ford. There was no slips in place, so he followed the trajectory of the ball. It was looping, and he was in no danger. Just had to get back in it and picked up 1. So all the experience they're coming out. Ramuta using all the guile and experience, sporting the number 14, goes between the umpire and the stump now.
On his way now, passing by ball to KUMAR. KUMAR is airborne between long off and long on, coming back for run number 2. Shane Ford looking to get 3, but I don't think that thought was being serious by Shane Ford. They settled for 2. 80 it is now, Ivor, for the loss of some 3 wickets, and we into over number 11.
Yeah, that one was in the air for some time. They were splitting the 2 field men in long off and long on. They both wondered who should have gone for it. It was not a catch by any means. It was in one of the safest place, back over the bowler's head, as Ramuta.
Passing by now, balls to KUMAR, who pushed out into the short mid-off position. Attempt to get a single, but Shane Ford would have none of that.
But I'll bet you the next time they do something like that, Shane Ford will run a single. If the keeper is coming from behind the stump, that slowly they will take a single. I would put my money on that.
So Ramata continues between the umpire and the stumps on his way out to bowl to KUMAR. KUMAR gets a delivery. He was looking to slap it down towards mid-wicket, beaten outside the line of the off stump. Good bit of turn and pace there from the delivery of Ramata. The over comes to an end, and at the end of the 11th over, St. Bess, after winning the toss, decided to bat first. There are some 80 for the loss of some 3 wickets. Shane Ford is on 4. KUMAR creeping slowly to 21. Ivor. Northern end.
What's the last name?
Thomas from the last video.
Yes, wait.
New bowler. Babulal.
So Babulal, delivery outside the line of the off stump, and Shane Ford was looking to slap it down towards cover. Really make contact, the ball go through to the wicket keeper. So there's a cover. Here's Babulal on his way now. Tosses it up, beaten outside the line of the off stump. So good delivery from Babulal. Turns at the top of his bowling mark, past the umpire now, bowls to Shane Ford. Shane Ford gets the delivery, cutting back into the right-hander, just pushing out in towards cover. And the man wearing the number 12 jersey picks up and threatens to throw the stumps down that then on strikers and Ivor.
Yes, well, we're looking at the action here and wondering if it's going to be reported. But in the meantime, play goes on. He can play throughout this match. We have umpires David Maitland and Sylvan Taylor, 2 experienced, well decked out in the red and black.
So that one is swinged out towards the deep back mid-wicket region. And Ian Thomas, is it down there?
Well, he went for the 1 hop, so it was a looping long hop, and Shane Ford played it down as opposed to going for the maximum there. But nonetheless, in the meantime, the batsman would have crossed for a single, and the score goes up by 1 to 81 for the loss of 3 wickets here at the Central Board Regional Park.
Babulal on his way now to bowl to KUMAR. KUMAR gets a delivery, flapping it back past the ball. Will this beat Ian Thomas into the boundary? No, he gravels it and pulls back just about an inch and a half away from the boundary. Good bit of cricket from Ian Thomas. The over comes to an end, and at the end of a very good over from Babulal, St. Bess, after winning the toss and elected to bat first, there's some 82 for the loss of some 3 wickets. KUMAR is on 22. Shane Ford is on 5. Ivor Henry. That's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park.
Yes, the Palm Beach cricketers are keeping things tight here. They have not allowed St. Bess to run away. It's a 20-20 over encounter. KUMAR is there on 22. Shane Ford is on 5. And there's still a lot of batsmen in the hut to come. So sooner or later, I think they're going to have to get the wheels on because right now the projected score is at 150, and I think some rain is about this afternoon, but I think we'll get to the match before the rain comes, if it comes. But let me remind you that there's going to be a presentation this afternoon, and these lovely trophies for the victorious team and the runner-up, they are being sponsored by Leparkin Shipping Company, and we have on hand here the illustrious Brian Eden here out of Leparkin representing, and we have a bat and a pair of mittens donated by Mr. Carl Blackman. And we want to say congratulations to Mr. Blackman. And we want to acknowledge Mr. Patrick Samuels in the house there, a former president of the South Florida Cricket Alliance. And
so it's going to be Ian Thomas who is going to pick up the attack from the commentary boxing. The tall, lanky Ian Thomas. Here he is. He now passed umpire on his way out to boat. KUMAR. KUMAR gets a level, giving himself roll, slapped it out toward the point region. The man wearing the number 15 jersey in Africa knocks it down, but cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single. It takes the total now to some 84 for the loss of some 3 wickets, and we're into the 13th over, being bowled by Ian Thomas. They say the pride and joy of Jamaica.
Yes, indeed. And I just want to say that the refreshments here in terms of water and Gatorade, that too has been donated by the Cricket Academy that is strategically located here in the Broward area. And I know from time to time they do have their workout here on the Saturday morning. So congratulations again to the Cricket Academy.
Thomas on his way out to boat to Shane Ford, gets a low full toss, just driving out towards the long off position, gets a single. So one more to Shane Ford, one more to the total. Shane Ford goes up to 623. It is to KUMAR 84, according to my score, 84 for 3. St. Bess, winning the toss, decided to bat first. So a litany of runs continue now off the bat of KUMAR, the left-hander. Settles into his stance now. Passes on driving out towards long off. This will go for 6, and this will be the first 6 of the match. Ivor Henry, good looking shot there by KUMAR. 90 it is for the loss of 3 wickets. KUMAR goes on to 29, and we're into the 13th over.
Yeah, that one was over pitched there from the lanky bowler there, and he got the full treatment there. It was a lovely time. He was beautifully struck there. So Thomas guilty of over pitching and going into the pads of KUMAR, and KUMAR, who's been there for quite some time, sooner or later, I'm sure he would be given the green light from Captain Shane Ford to have a go, and indeed he really did reciprocate. So the fielder in the long on region had no chance. He looked up and away, and the ball was way over his head, so he had no chance of taking that catch. Well struck.
So here is Thomas. Begins to move in from the commentary box and past umpire mate on our boat to KUMAR. KUMAR pushes it into the onside. It's a no ball signal and call by umpire David Maitland, and Ian Thomas looked a bit dismayed. Ivor Henry.
And would it be foot fault? Yes, and all no balls are going to be a free hit. So KUMAR, who have just struck the 6, has gotten another green light to go. So this time not from Shane Ford, but from the bowler, guilty of overstepping, signaled and called there by umpire David Maitland. So the fielders cannot move, the batsman did not cross. So Maitland is making sure, and now he gives a go.
Here is Thomas on his way out to bowl to KUMAR. KUMAR coming down the track, slapped it down towards cover. This will go for 4. All along the ground, sweeping and sweeping away. Good looking shot from KUMAR. KUMAR is on fire. Ivor Henry, 91 it is for 3.
Yes, well, a good looking shot there, Eddie. Yes, it's a 99 for 90, 95 for 3. And like we said, KUMAR, he has already gotten the green light from Captain Shane Ford, and then with over pitching, a 6 was had, and then a no ball, and then he got the green light from Palm Beach. So Palm Beach being a bit unraveled here. Let's see the comeback.
Thomas on his way out to bowl to KUMAR. KUMAR coming down the track, right on top of the delivery, push it out toward the short point region, coming across and gets a single. So Africa is not happy, and a litany of run continues. 96 it is for the loss of some 3 wickets. St. Bess winning the toss. They're going pretty good, Ivor Henry.
And that's my year, Eddie, 96. You do not try to turn these numbers around to get it back to your 69 now. I'm taking 96. That was a very good year. Remember Olympics 96, right? There we go. Atlanta, here we come.
Remember Johnson. Here is Thomas on his way, right arm over pass, and about to Shane Ford and back pass the roller. Will this be Samuel into the boundary? No, he knocks it off. Good bit of feeling there from the man coming in at the wide and deep long on position. One more to Shane Ford, one more to the total. 96 or 97 it is, Ivor.
Well, it's 90.
97 it is.
Yes,
for the
but
loss of 3.
Good cricket there. It was a beautiful undriven shot there by Shane Ford, and it was a good effort there by Sam Lal. I'm telling you, he was in goalkeeper fashion, diving to his left and effecting the stop. Huh? And he is a goalkeeper. There you go, because he really spread out there, spread eagle, and he saved his team, I can tell you, 3 runs, because that was nicely struck by Shane Ford. And the previous delivery, KUMAR showed us that he's not going all gung-ho. He played with soft hands to get a single, got Shane Ford on strike, and we witnessed that beautiful on-drive. But nonetheless, we're hovering around the 100 mark, and I'm sure there's going to be a round of applause for that, and then they're going to be setting a chase.
Babalal continued, delivery wide outside the line of the off stump, stuck to the way down to a deep point. Africa is giving chase. Coming back for run number 2, so 2 more to Shane Ford, 2 more it is now to the total. 99 it is Ivor Henry, 99, 1 away from the century, 99 for 3.
Yes, the one was beautifully struck, well placed there. It was over the man at the short third man and away from the man at the point area in Anglin, and they collected some 2 runs. So like you say, 1 away from the 3-figure mark. KUMAR is on 34, Shane Ford is on 9, 1 away from double figures as they settle in, and the umpires are keeping it going here at a brisk pace. Very good.
Babalal on his way now to bowl to Ford. Coming off the outer portion of the bat, finding his way down towards the third man region. Will they come back for run number 2? No, comes around to his left.
That's the 100, Eddie.
The 100 comes up, a round of applause in the background from this appreciative crowd, and Ivor Henry good going so far by the same best team.
Yes, so that takes Skipper Shade on to number 10. So Shane Ford himself showing some signs of aggression, although he did not struck a boundary in the last 2 deliveries. He was having a go outside the off stump, and he did get bat on both occasions. So 2 deliveries to him, 3 runs, 100 is up, and the projected score now has gone from 150 to 162 in the last 8 balls or so, Eddie.
So here is Babalal, passing umpire now, ball to KUMAR. KUMAR was looking to give himself room to punch it down towards point, and he did make contact, and the ball going through to the wicketkeeper. So here is Babalal. KUMAR swings it away. Out towards wide mid wicket. This will go for 6. The second 6 of the match. Good looking shot from KUMAR Ivor. Very aggressive shot that time.
Yes, and that takes him to 40. It's a man's edge, and it's a very good number. And like we said, he has got the green light. He's just 10 away from 50, but he's too quick to count your chickens for 50. What is important right now is the score itself, which is an 106 for the loss of 3 wickets. Shane Ford keeping company on 10 this time. It's wide outside the off stump, taken there by the wicket keeper, and call and signal there by umpire Taylor.
So it's 106 after winning the toss. Here is Babalal on his way now to bowl to in the air.
It's high.
It's hard. It has the height, it has the distance, it is gone.
And the second 6 in the over, and the third for the young man, and he's raced away up to 46, quick and in a hurry, getting all the instructions from Shane Ford and telling him to keep on going, youngster. There's no holding back. You know the song, Eddie? No holding back, no holding back. We want all the cricketers to keep a look on Ernest Wallace, who's in the house. He's been looking at all the cricketers with 4 eyes today, and I'm not going to say anything further. And he goes again, Eddie. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a kite. No, it's a ball that has gone for 6, and that's 50 for the young man.
So well played, KUMAR, well played, young man. And the man, KUMAR, is on fire. He's on 52. Shane Ford is on 10. St. Bess 119 for 3, and we have just seen the completion of over number 14.
Yes, we want to know that there's going to be a player of the match, so we want all of the 22 players who are participating in this match to give of their best, because there is an adjudicator on hand to select the player who would have impacted the game the most. It does not mean the player who would have either made the most runs or what, but the impact player he would be the one who will be receiving a prize here this afternoon. And once again, we want to say the Cricket Academy, we want to congratulate them for sponsoring the Gatorade and the water refreshment here today. In addition, we have Leparkin, who is going to be sponsoring the trophy presentation later this afternoon. And we have some cricketing gears donated by Carl Blackman. Just want to say good afternoon to Ras Trini over there and say congratulations to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Rowley has returned the PNM to power, and we just have to say Blackman rule.
So comes to the Ladder Hills, to the Central Broad Regional Park. It's all going to Ramatra continues to bowl to Shaneford, push it into the short cover position. The batsman gets a single. Shaneford goes up by 1 to 11. 52 is Kumar. It's 120. But also some 3 wickets, Ivor.
And yes, the predicted score has rocketed up to 180 at this time. He was hovering around the 150 mark, and now these guys would have got the wheels turning. Compliments Kumar. He is on 52, and Shaneford keeping company. The partnership is on 66. Thank God it's not 666, the mark of the beast.
So the curator of the ground is asking the spectators to utilize the garbage cans wisely, because we are on a time schedule. We are on a time limit. Here is Ramata between the umpire and the stumps on his way now to bowl to Kumar. Kumar gets a delivery, beat outside line of the off stump. A little bit of turn and pace, and a little bit of height too. Ivor Henry.
Yes, and a dot goes in the book, and to bowl a dot ball to Kumar at this stage has got to be a good delivery. So good comeback there, good fighting comeback, good spirited game by Palm Beach.
Ramata between the umpire, pass the umpire now bowl to Kumar. Kumar is driving out towards long off. Samuel is in the way, but cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single. So one more to Kumar, one more to the total is 121 for the loss of some 3 wickets. And Ivor Henry, the St. Bess team, must be licking their chops now, saying that we're in a pretty good position after losing some 2 quick wickets in succession.
Well, we're into over number 15, just 5 more after this.
Ramata passing up and a both. Shaneford gets a delivery coming back into the right hander, and Shaneford had to negotiate and negotiated well.
Yes, and Ramata keeping him honest here, keeping him quiet. The experience, all the guile and experience of that left arm comes into play here, sporting the number 14 from the southern end, Eddie.
And as well now both to Shaneford. Shaneford gets a delivery wide outside line of the off stump, but it wasn't wide enough for the umpire to signal and call wide, and more importantly, it was a dot ball.
Yeah, there it is. I'm saying Palm Beach is pulling it back because having been ruffled up in the last over there, we have Ramuta keeping things quiet for his team, and having Shaneford some cause of concern with a few dots in the book.
And he's went out to both to Shaneford. Shaneford gets a delivery outside line of the off stump, shoulder and arms going across. The over comes to an end, and at the end of the 15th over, St. Bess, winning the toss, decided to bat first. There are some 121 runs on the board, and they have lost some 3 wickets. Kumar is on 53. Shaneford is on 11. That's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park.
Yeah, just some 2 runs coming from that over, Eddie. And at this stage, we have got to applaud that over. And like you said, there's going to be a man of the match award going to be presented at the end of this game. And the player that would have impacted the game the most, he would be the one chosen. And there is a adjudicator sitting and walking amongst us in the house. So you've got to be in your P's and Q's. Again, we have umpires David Maitland and Sylvan Taylor in the house, and they're keeping the wheels turning here. We were off to a good start and a flyer this morning. Everything got off to a good start. And again, we're going to congratulate the Richard Louis and his team for at least bringing the team and utilizing the Central Broad Regional Park. Even though it's on the outside field, we think we should not allow that football would just come take over something that was built exclusively for cricket. But again,
so Babylon to continue. Left, right arm passing, and our balls to Kumar. Kumar looking to drive it out towards long off, but the man from the short mid wicket position, he comes across and knocks it down and prevent the batsman from getting a single. Here is Babulal tossing it into the Left-hander KUMAR, the aggressive KUMAR. This time he swings it away out towards the deep mid-wicket boundary, and over the boundary it is Ivor for 6.
As easy as it is. Like we said, 2 runs coming from the previous over, and the very first delivery from the over from the northern end. KUMAR nonchalantly just hit it over the deep mid-wicket area, and every man just looked up and knew from the time he left the bat it was going to be gone for a maximum 6. But nonetheless, it's not the worst because it's not a no ball. It can even get worse than that. But like we said, KUMAR, he goes up to 59. Shane Ford is there on 11, and the partnership is 73 and rolling.
So here is Babulal now on his way to pass up by Bosa. KUMAR gets it down the leg side. It is signal and call wide by umpire Sylvan Taylor. And Ivor, I'm sure that LA Fitness doesn't have anything on Sylvan Taylor. Here is Babulal on his way now to bowl to KUMAR. KUMAR out towards the back of the square position. Angling comes across, but cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single. So 1 more to the total. 1 more it is now to KUMAR. KUMAR goes up to 60. Shane Ford is on 11, and it seemed like Shane Ford been out there for an eternity.
Yeah, but he's been partner. He's involved in a 75-run partnership, although he would have only contributed 11. But it's a team sport, and nonetheless, bowling where you can only get a single off the last delivery there, and that's
Babulal now to Shane Ford. Shane Ford looking to turn it into the onside. The ball coming off the portion of the bat. So a little bit of frustration might be kicking in between Shane Ford and KUMAR now. They want to score at will, and Babulal is making it hard, extremely hard on these 2 batters. Here is Babulal on his way now to bowl to Shane Ford. Shane Ford coming down the track out towards long off. Find Ian Thomas in the way. Just a single. But will that be good enough, Ivor Henry, at this stage of the game?
Well, it's good enough for Palm Beach because we coming down just 1 delivery left in this over, so KUMAR can only do anything just with 1 delivery, and if they can just keep him at this end at the beginning of the next over, I think that is exactly what they would want. Because
here is Babulal on his way now to bowl to KUMAR. KUMAR out towards mid-wicket, finds a man in the way. He cannot score. The over comes to an end. A very good over from Babulal. Ivor.
Mission accomplished, as we said, and they wanted to keep him off strike at the beginning of the next over, and he is there on 60.
It's a bat ball, well bowled by Ramatar.
He continues to bowl well. His previous over, he just conceded 2 runs, and he started off with a dot ball.
130 it is for Ramatar between the umpires. Tom Bolt to Shane Ford. Shane Ford is coming down the track. He's wrapped on the pad. There's a loud appeal, but not out. Said umpire David Maitland out of Jamaica. And more importantly again, it's another dot ball.
There we go. Ramatar continues to bowl well. Shane Ford trying to get after him. He's trying to meet him, but Ramatar pulled that one down, shortened his length, and Shane Ford can do no more but
Ramatar to Shane Ford. Shane Ford looking to turn it into the short position. And oh my goodness, they locked out there, Ivor. Good bit of running between the 2. Good bit of running between Shane Ford, the man who is best known for short singles, gets a single. 131 it is for the loss of some 3 wickets.
But I knew that was coming. I said they're going to take a single somewhere along the line with the ball going in front of the stump with that keeper. It was touch and go. By all means, if he would have cannoned that ball into the stump, KUMAR would have been out, sadly run out. But nonetheless, he's on strike. Let's see what he'll do with this delivery from Ramatar.
So there's adjustment being made. The man at the deep point region or square cover boundary being called in, just about some 3 meters away from the boundary. Here is Ramatar between the up and the stump. Boto pulls it away down to a deep back with a square. This will go for 4 all along the ground, and it is KUMAR.
Yes, and that was a loose delivery, a real loose delivery there from Vic, and the batsman pivoted it and he sent it into the deep backward square leg where no one was placed, and he was rewarded with 4 runs. He takes his total score up to 64, and the overall score 135 for the loss of 3 wickets. 2 more deliveries left in over number 17, and after all, Vic Ramatar is human. He did give up a boundary in some 10 balls, the last 10 balls he would have bowled, Eddie.
So sure, that is one that the captain can live with. Here is Ramatar between the umpires. Some balls to KUMAR, and goes hard and high over the fence for 6. And this is exactly what the Palm Beach team was trying to avoid. They could not have avoided it any longer, And Kuma must be saying now that the wrath of the oppressed cannot be contained. Not any longer. Kuma goes up to 70. Shane Ford is on 12. 141 for 3. And now the loose deliveries are getting the treatment they deserve. Ivor.
Well, it's a Vic show right now. The Vikram and the...
Well, Vikram on his way out to bowl to Kuma. Kuma turns it into the short mid-wicket position. The man comes up pushing it. The batsman goes for a single overthrow. Not good cricket between the fielders. They come back for run number 2. And good bit of run in between the wicket between Shane Ford and Kuma. And now is not the time for you to be doing that, Ivor Henry. I don't imagine.
Well, like we say, it's a Vic show, and the mission was accomplished in the first 4 balls or so when they kept Kumar off strike. But as soon as he got into strike, we saw what the young man can do with all the timing in the world. The left-right combination is causing a problem here for the Palm Beach. This time, let's see, something's going on over there. I think the batsman being warned to not be running on the turf. There's a portion of the turf belongs to the umpire, and they're very serious about the acreage. But you're not missing any cricket here. I think the fielders are a little rattled here at this moment, but we're just around the 150 mark, 143 at this stage. The Duckworth League projected score is 176. Would that be enough, Eddie?
Oh, you're looking at 143, 17 overs completed. I don't think that this is the time for the Palm Beach team to be even thinking about the P word, which of course, panicking. They have sent Bess at a real good rate. Keep it that way. All they need is a bowler to come on and bowl some 3 maiden deliveries, and let's see what we'll take it from there.
Yes, the game is nicely poised. It's not a runaway. But we haven't seen anybody at the bowler's end, and we know that the umpire has the ball in his hand. Would he be bowling? We have to look and see. Sometimes we have game changes, rule changes, playing conditions differ sometimes, Eddie.
So Babalal finally goes up to the vision, pulls the man off the boundary. So that's all they will get, 144.
Do you think that the bowlers were afraid to bowl because of what happened in the previous over? Well, I mean, no one was there for 5 minutes, Eddie.
I think it's just a little bit of a panicky situation just setting into the Palm Beach team. They were ruffled, and much to the dismay.
Well,
the captain himself.
Well, Shane Ford is on lucky 13, and Kumar, the hard hitting Kumar, is on 72. He has struck some 5 6s, I think, so far. We'll get that confirmed in a minute.
And it has been said that once Kumar is in a zone, you just have to let him out himself. But Babalal has other ideas. On his way out to bowl to Kumar. Toss a back past the bowler. Will this be Thomas out in the deep? Yes, it does. All along the ground. Kumar goes crazy. He's on 76, or 72.
Yeah, Vic, well, he's on 76, and the 76 was a good year. Remember Montreal, Canada? Oh, man, I'm telling you, Olympics. 1976 was a good year. Remember short shirt?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Boy, you remember short shirt?
Hazel Crawford.
Hazley Crawford. There we go.
Yes, indeed it was. So all around here is Babylon on his way out to bowl to Kuma. Kuma is jumped on the pad. There's a loud appeal from the keeper. But the umpire Sylvan Taylor has no interest in that leg by. And Ivor Henry, luckily there for Kuma.
Oh man, the hand. I think we have to call the police, Eddie. We have to call the police because I think those guys just stole a run.
Bad cricket.
Yeah, it was good enough. It was good enough to keep him off strike. And the umpire did not signal dead ball, or they did not do anything. So 2 extras, 2 leg by goes into the book.
So brings the dangerous Kuma back into strike. Something that Babalal will continue to bowl at. Delivery outside line of the off stump. It's a good delivery. Delivery cutting back into the right, into the left hander, beaten for sheer pace and turn there, Ivor Henry. It's 150 for the loss of 3. Here is Babalal, starts and stop. Perhaps forget he has to bowl. Right arm on his way out to bowl to Kuma. Kuma coming down the track and driving out towards man at the wide long on position, just a single, and it takes the total out to 150 for the loss of from 2 wickets, Ivor.
Yes, and a single to Kuma at this stage of the game is a moral victory for Palm Beach. So it's 151. The 150 is on the board. And a round of applause comes in here from the spectators and the appreciative crowd. And Shane Ford is playing it back along the track and the bowler drops it. I guess he doesn't want to get Shane Ford's wicket. So he puts that one down. He was a bit surprised there, I would think. So in the meantime, the total goes up to 152 for the loss of 3 wickets. And Shane Ford is on 14. Vic Kumar is on 77. He's just turned out how many balls Shane Ford would have scored face for his 14. But nonetheless, he has kept good company. And this time he's down the leg side, and the batsmen are going to be getting the one which they would have negotiated quite wisely to get Kumar on strike with just some 11 deliveries left for the young man to get 23 runs. Let us see what will happen. He was just refreshed, Eddie, with some H24.
Let's say some liquid, because we don't know what was inside that bottle. It looks like water. We don't know. We're not 100% sure. You didn't test it, did you?
Well, I think it's some H2O. I'm gonna say it's HIJKLMNNO. H2O.
Sounds good to me. Here is Thomas on his way now. Past the umpire, David Maitland, both to Kumar. Kumar gets a lift in delivery outside the line of the off stump, going through to the wicketkeeper. He collected cleanly, and the batsman cannot get no run.
Well, he still got to take his time and pick his spots, because he's 23 away. He has struck some 5 sixes. All he has to do is to hit another 4 sixes.
He's not that type of batsman. He's a very aggressive batsman, Ivor. Here is Thomas on his way now to bowl to Kumar. Kumar coming down the track, gets a wide delivery. It is signal and called wide. Good bit of bowling there from Ian Thomas. Intelligent bowling, I would say.
Well, I beg to differ, because he has to bowl over that ball, and there was another one added to the total, which take the total up to 154. But Kumar is getting after him. He wants to get to that 100 mark. Let us watch and wait.
Here is Thomas on his way now, slow delivery ball to Kumar. Kumar coming down the track, and again it's another wide delivery. So that time Kumar induced the bowler to bowl a wide delivery. Ian Thomas is not happy with that, coming back to his bowling mark, having a little bit of word there with umpire David Maitland.
Yeah, it was touch and go, but it's the umpire's call, and he's saying you're not going to be taking it and hiding it away from the batsman. You've come here to play mass. You can't play mass and field powder. But here we go.
Here is Thomas on his way now to bowl to Kumar. Kumar coming down the track, gets a lift in delivery outside the line of the off stump. It is wide, but it wasn't wide enough for the umpire to call or signal wide.
Yeah, he was making some height there, so I think he's got to play. Maybe look for the hitting it over the backward point, or touching it over the third man area, which is vacant, because the batsman is smart enough not to be over pitching. And it seems as if that's what Kumar is waiting for the over-pitch delivery. But he's getting anxious. And the bowler and Palm Beach is to the measure of it. It's keeping him quiet. We've had some...
So here is Thomas on his way now to bowl to Kumar. Kumar gets a little slapped it down to a cover point, and the batsman gone for a single. And luckily for them two, somebody's going to run out here. Oh my goodness, poor bit of cricket here from Palm Beach, and we have seen it continuously.
And I said to call the police. These guys are stealing, Eddie. In 2 overs, they would have stole another run, Eddie. They stole another run, Eddie, because the ball was in the bowler's hand. He was no more than 22 yards. The wicketkeeper was over the bails, and he could not dislodge the bails. And Kumar stole an extra run. He got 2 for his effort, but he need boundaries, Eddie, if he's to get to the 100. He's on 79.
So good bit of bowling from Thomas. Continues now from the commentary box and passing by both to Kumar, and Kumar just slapped it into cover. Fielded there by Africa. Rifles return in, but the batsman was home. So yes, no, yes, no.
Well, we just have 1 delivery left in this over, and I think Shane Ford is going to be playing for 2, 4, or 6, because at the beginning of the next over, I think the tired Kumar is going to be wanting to face. He's on 80, and he has got to struck some 20 runs from the last 6 balls if he's to get to the coveted 100 mark. So we just want to say good afternoon to Mr. Mana, who is in the house, Bidesasa, and I'm sporting his t-shirt. Eddie, you might as well just go ahead and give them a big up.
So BDC Sporting Goods specialize in cricket, soccer, rugby, field hockey, and netball, and you can visit them at www.bdcsports.com. Whatever happened to .go?
No, I prefer to come.
So here is Thomas on his now passing by now. Both are Shane Ford. So swings it away. Down to and back with a square into the boundary with 4. And umpire David Maitland, the man out of Jamaica, the man out of the land of wood and water, 162 Ivor. It is for 3. 19 overs gone.
Well, like we said, Shane Ford were playing for 2, 4, or 6. He got the middle, he got the 4. And that leaves Kumar to get a fresh of breath air. He has got to face all of these 6 balls. Come or go. More importantly, he has got to score for his team. They are 162. The projected score is 174. But he would not want 12 runs to get to 124. He needs 20 runs to get to 100. We do have a player of the game match that's going to be adjudicated later. And I think Kumar is in good stead at this time to be in the eyes of the presenter this afternoon. Picking up the attack from the northern end. And he's going to be bowling to Kumar, who needs just 20 runs to get to the 100 mark. But Palm Beach would have different ideas. They are still in the game. 162 by no means is ungettable. It could be had. They are in the finals and they worked hard to get here to the finals. They're not going to be giving up, I can tell you that, Eddie.
Scott right arm over the wicket pass. Umpire Taylor now bowls to Kumar. Kumar coming down the track and over to deep cover where he finds Babalal in the way, but cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single.
No, I think this time that was poor one in between the 2 batsmen. They should have run the first one fast and then take on the arm of the fielder in the deep. I know they're a bit tired, a bit winded, but the object is to get Kumar on strike. But nonetheless, Shane Ford has got to make use of this delivery and not just play for Kumar to get the 100. He has got to go and get runs on the board for his team.
On his run out to bowl to Ford. Ford gets a delivery. It's a low full toss, pulled it out towards the short mid wicket. Is it signal and call no ball by umpire Sylvan Taylor?
So here it is that Kumar now gonna get a free hit now. The field can change because the batsman would have changed, but it's a free hit for Kumar. So at the same time, we would have said that nothing would have lost because Kumar still get to face all 6 the legal deliveries if he would stay and face the other 4 deliveries.
Scott has other ideas from the far and pass and now balls to Kumar. Kumar coming down the track out towards mid wicket. Shot that.
Yeah, well, 4 more deliveries left here and they are not taking singles here at this time, but everyone is needed. But he need 19 for the 100 and 4 legal deliveries left. So that was a good delivery from and he's hitting this one along the turf and they're going to be getting one here. Would they be taking on the arm here?
Shane Ford is
not going to be taking on. Well, Shane Ford does not want to sacrifice his inning because he could have take the run out and put the young man on strike. But nonetheless,
so Scott continues from the far end pass and by just about now bowls to Ford. The first swing get away out towards the wicket in the hands of Babalal. So Shane Ford goes and they would have lost that wicket there.
Yes, 166 for the loss of 4 wickets. And we have some 3 deliveries left. And the young man has got to hit 3 sixes unless he gets a no ball because he's 18 away. And my math, if it serves me right, is 3 deliveries, 18 runs. He will make exactly 100. But I know that Palm Beach have things. But Shane Ford would have sacrificed his inning there to get the young man back on strike. And he would have gone for a well-played 19. And the partnership, they made over 100 partnership there. Well done, Shane Ford. It's 166 for the loss of 4. And it's a good competitive score. And Shane Ford gets a round of applause from his teammate. He really kept company and got the young man on strike. He helped him along the way when the going was rough, especially when Ramota was bowling. He bowled a real tight spell. But Kumar, he needs 3 sixes.
Scott now to both.
And he's playing this one. One bounce into the boundary for 4. He's going to need more than that. Unless there is a no ball now, mathematically speaking, he cannot get to the 100 because he needs now some.
How about scientifically speaking, Ivo? Not mathematically speaking. Scientifically speaking.
Kumar score. No, he has more than 8.
So it's 19.4 was gone.
Yeah, he need more than that.
So Scott
Well, it's 170 and
Kumar is on 86.
getting some one save again, and he's going to beat him into the boundary. Four more, and he goes up to 90. And it's a no ball. I'm checking for the umpire. No. Okay. Well, that's it. He would have done his best, and he ended on a 90 not out, and he's going to be meted by his teammates. Well played, well done, young man. 174 total? So 174, and the young man really batted really well, and he was really supported there by his skipper Shane Ford, and his teammate going out to meet him on the field, and well deserved. Guyanese is coming in here, leading the way, leading from the front. A tired man, a tired soldier, battling for his team, St. Bess, and he's beaten there by his captain Shane Ford. High fives all around. The young man very happy to do this for his team, but this is only one half of the team, and the other youngster that went out to beat him, Eddie, he didn't face the ball, but at least he was in view of the camera, and he's highlighted as well. So he was involved in a partnership of some 8 runs, even though he did not face the ball. So well done to the St. Bess there, and we have to say the run chase is going to be on. It's going to be a quick turnaround because we are on a time constraint here at this field. They're going to be having later activities here this afternoon, so I know the umpire is going to get the wheels on. And don't forget that we're going to be having the presentation here right after the conclusion of the match. So 175 is the target score. Duckworth Lewis score target 175, and barring rain, we think that we're gonna see a good showdown here, because Palm Beach, they're not gonna sit down, I can tell you that, Eddie. And for whatever it's worth, we just want to say good afternoon to Virgil Francis, and welcome back to the land of the living. Virgil, how is little LA?
LA is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nice haircut, Virgil.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, Virgil, you're saving your money. You're not going to the barber anymore. I mean, what's going on?
No, I can't afford to.
Oh, you can't afford to,
so here, so I can't afford to cut my hair no more.
Well, you're at the right place, because we're playing cricket, and in cricket we use balls, and you seem like you're going ball.
Is he going ball or he reach ball?
Well, for whatever it's worth, what I can say here is that Virgil was in the middle of an anticipated storm, but it never did come. So Virgil is here to tell us all about it.
Virgil, where you were, Antigua or Dominica?
Antigua, man. We really wanted the storm to come to Antigua. We really wanted the rain, but unfortunately, it heads south.
Well, I understand. I understand it's so dry in Antigua that the farmers are putting green glasses on the cows to turn the brown grass green.
It's a lot like that. I gotta do a lot of down and up.
Beach will attack mercilessly. One throw, and it looks like Africa and Scott will be the opening player for the Palm Beach team. So Scott is going to open up bowling attack for St. Bess, and no doubt the other pacey in Jamie will be coming from the southern end. Two slips on a gully. Two slips, sorry. Passing by now balls to Africa. Africa swings it just short of the man at the mid-wicket position, comes around, but cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single. So immediately, it's like Africa is half the mark. So it's one without lost. Looking to score 175 for victory. Of course, this is the finals between St. Bess and Palm Beach. St. Bess won the toss and decided to bat for a score of the allotted 20 over 174. A loss of some 4 wickets. Had a tremendous innings from KUMAR, getting into the 90s. Good partnership between McCarthy and KUMAR too. On his way on right arm over the wicket past the umpire. Ball to Scott, and Scott gets a delivery beaten outside the line of the off stump. And Scott, of course, looks like he's in no hurry. Perhaps just filling out the turf. For those of you listening back in the Caribbean, join us live on Blog Talk Radio /The Cricket Show indeed. So please, welcome to have you in the midst. Scott on his way now, part of our balls to in and beaten outside the line of the off stump. So good delivery, good bit of bowling so far from Scott. Ivor Henry.
Yes, good start. Dot balls are good, and when the run chase is on, you can always have scoreboard pressure. So the more pressure you build in the earlies, it's going to happen. So Shane Ford is in an attacking mood. He has 2 slips already. He's looking to take wickets, and has a packed offside field where we just have that lone man, 2 men in the offside. So we're having a 7-2 field. So the bowler has got to be right tight outside the off stump and full.
So the extra cover has been placed. Here is Scott now, bowling with 2 slips of cover, extra cover. The pass umpire balls to, it's dropped on the pad. There's a lot of field, but not outside umpire Sylvans Taylor. To swing it down towards the mid-wicket position. The ball coming off the upper portion of the pad. And the batsman scampered through for a quick leg by. So 2 it is now to the total. 2 runs without loss, and they're chasing 175 for victory, Ivor.
Yes, well, that one was badly lined, but the batsman, all he had to do was to get a touch on it, because like we said, there was no one back of square leg, but he was trying to go gung-ho, and he missed it. But we have some reinforcement into the onside for the new batsman.
Here is Scott on his way now to bowl to Africa, and Africa pulling the ball outside from outside the line of the off stump, just to the left of the square leg umpire. They go on for 1, and that's all it will be. So good bit of feeling there from the St. Bess team, a team that seems to always find their way into the final of a late Ivor.
Yes, and like we say, good captaincy there by Shane Ford again. As soon as the batsman came in, he set that man at the short backward square leg, keeping company with umpire David Maitland, and the ball went directly in his position. And a good bit of feeling there where he converged on the ball and prevented the batsman from getting 2. And now he goes back to the 7-2 field for the tall, lanky opening batsman. And they're attacking him with 2 slips, looking for wickets here, Eddie.
So we have a correction. It is Lopez at the non-strikers end. Thought it was Africa, but here is on his way now to bowl. So, and it's a wide delivery outside the line of the off stump. And Ivor Henry, he's got to get it right.
Well, he wouldn't mind that, because he was asked by his skipper to bowl the ball outside the off stump, going a little wide. Shane Ford and St. Bess would not mind that at all. If he's going to bowl a leg side wide, I know he will be chastised by his captain and team and fellow followers.
Begins to move in from the northern end. Pass the umpire now ball to Scott, and Scott gets a lift in delivery. Had to get on top of it, pushing out into the onside and gets a single. So 1 more to the total. Total goes up now to 4. It is without loss, and at the end of the over, the end of the first over, Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory of 4 without loss. Ivor.
Go ahead. I've been trained the last 10 minutes.
So just to make sure that it is all right. So early on we have said Lopez is at the non-strikers end. So it is Lopez and Scott who open the batting for the Palm Beach team. They're looking to score 175. So it's going to be Jamie Williams who's going to pick up the attack from the commentary box end. Right arm military medium, they say. And I don't know about the military. Pretty much fast bowler in his own right. Right arm. The pride and joy of Jamaica. The land of wood and water. Jamaica, of course, just celebrated independence a couple of weeks ago, along with the Twin Islands Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So it's going to be Williams who is going to pick up the attack from the commentary box end. On his way, right arm over pass umpire David Maitland on his way out to bowl to Scott. Scott gets it in the air. Jamie's going to take the catch. He goes.
And there he goes. Jamie said he's going to make short work of this. And I remember he said that Jamie said that he's doing this for a fellow cricketer, and David Maitland is asking for the ball, but Jamie does not want to give it up, but he has to because David Maitland is on top of things, and Jamie takes the first wicket. Quite pacey coming from the southern end, Eddie, and what can we say?
So Jamie, good delivery. Scott get a good delivery. A delivery that made some height.
Rated him.
Looking to negotiate, but failed in his effort. The ball took the shoulder of the bat and back to Jamie Williams, who went on with it, and it seems like it was there for an eternity. And in the final analysis, took the catch. So Scott goes, and Palm Beach pedaling back. There are some 4 for 1.
Well, like we said, they're on the hunt for wickets, and I had a talk with Jamie live on air, and he said after the winnings, he's going to say this winnings is going to be dedicated to a special person. He did not tell me, so I cannot reveal it. So don't think I'm keeping anything from the public. But Jamie say he's going to win, and he's going to win big. Kumar said that as well. He said we're not only going to win, we're going to win big. But Palm Beach going to have other ideas. But for all it's worth, Shane Ford is trying to beat the weather. He's trying to beat the cutoff time here, where we would have to vacate this field for another engagement. And I don't think Shane Ford has to rush it because the umpires, Maitland and Mr. Sylvan Taylor, they have things on the go and they're not wasting any time. Here we go.
So Salman is the new batter, takes his guard from umpire Sylvan Taylor, pulls out of his stance now, settles as he taps away at the crease to wait on the arrival of Williams from the commentary box and pass the umpire ball. So Salman gets a delivery, going forward and then going back and pushing out into the outside. Man from the square cover position comes across, he picks up, threatening to throw the stumps down at the non-strikers end. And Ivor Henry, it is all happening here. The St. Bess team, they're all fired up.
Yes, indeed. And we said dot balls are like gold dust, and here goes another dot ball. A wicket taker, wearing the number 9, Jamie, all fired up, having 2 slips, keeping company with Shane Ford as he runs in now.
Williams on his way now to bowl to Salman. Salman gets a level, pulls it out towards the long off position. And
more dots, Eddie.
So
and they've got to cross the T's at some stage because Jamie's he's very miserly. He's a cheapskate. I wonder if his wife would say he's a cheapskate. He gives nothing away. And so does Shane Ford. He's not going to get away.
So Salman settles into his stance. Await the arrival of now on his way now. Passing up by both to Salman. Salman gets a nasty delivery. Had to take the bottom hand away. Fine, down to right third man, and the batsman finally gets a single. So that one to Salman Ivor.
Yeah, that was a quick one, Eddie. That one was about the quickest delivery of the over. So he's varying his pace. And again, we just want to say good afternoon to Selway. We want to say good afternoon to Mr. Rose. And every time I see Mr. Rose and Mr. Manna in the same place, I just want to take a bottle and hit Mr. Rose in his head. Because I could never forget playing at 79th Street. I made one of the best centuries in the world. And Mr. Rose and Mr. I just called his name there.
Talk about Manna?
Manna came and made 70 not out each and made me waste my 100.
So at the end of the day, it wasn't a well 100, the best 100 in the world. But here's Jamie Williams on his own out to bowl to Lopez. Lopez gets a delivery that straightens up on him, out into the mid-wicket position, and the batsman can get no run. So the total remain on some 5 for 1.
And Eddie, believe it or not, we had a full team in the likes of Terry Tyson bowling at the left-handed Rose and Tamlin Manna. Man, I'm telling you, those 2 guys end up with 70 not out and eat my heart out to today.
On his way now to bowl to Lopez. Lopez was looking to put it down towards the deep mid-wicket position. So wide delivery. And it is signal and call by umpire Maitland. Total goes up by 1 to 7. It is 1. West Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory.
Yes, well, we want to say the core strength of a man. Mr. Levy is in the house, and we also want to say good afternoon to you, sir.
In the outfield.
In the air, but not enough. Romeo there making a gallant effort to effect wicket number 2, but fell short by some meters, Eddie. Good over there by Jamie, a successful over in which he took the wicket of the opening batsman who went without scoring. Did he score? Went for 7, I beg your pardon. So Palm Beach in a run chase here at the Central Bow Regional Park on the outskirts of the main stadium here. They are chasing 175 for victory. Quite a tall order, but there's nothing wrong with the wicket. We're playing on AstroTurf, so there cannot be a bad wicket. And the grass, nicely cut, except for the immediate area around the stump where you have a little high grass, but nothing to really complain or write home about, Eddie. But for whatever it is, the crowd is building, and we hope that for you out there in Radio Land who are listening, really enjoying the commentary coming to you, compliments the cricket show. Eddie Edwards on the mic with yours truly, Ivor Henry.
So Clark to continue from the northern end, begins to move in to bowl to the left-handed Solomon. And he's went out to bowl to Salman. Salman gets a delivery, so outside the line of the off stump, and beaten with a lot of pace, well taken by Shane Ford. Total remains on some 7 according to my score.
Well, Eddie, and I just want to say, man, I have to remember my good partner in crime, Mr. Waggy Ragnot. I'm missing him already, Eddie. I know he would have been here right behind one of these microphones if it was not for his untimely death earlier this year. So to Ravi Rampal and the Palm Beach, we just want to say, be a heart, may his soul rest in eternal peace. Ravi, we miss you.
And I concur, Ivor Henry, a man, of course, that one of the best statisticians that I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
Ivor Henry said, let his soul rest in perpetual peace.
Yes, I said, Raggy, man, he was a man for all moments. He was an umpire in his own right.
Clark
and I say, gone too soon.
On his way out to bowl to Lopez, back past the bowler, and just a single. So very slow going here, Ivor. It is early days yet. They're looking to score 175. And certainly 175 is not the biggest of target, but a sizable one.
Yeah, these batsmen just have to settle in and build partnerships. That's the way they will encounter. But Chinford and St. Bess are on the attack. 2 slips.
Clark on his way now to bowl to Bess. Rattan all kept a little bit low. One, of course, thought that it came off the low portion of the left pad. There was a little hostile appeal that came from Clark, but nothing to substantiate anything either.
But that was a good stop there by the keeper. I thought that ball passed between the stumps and the batsman, but nonetheless, the umpire would have said no ball, but it was not. It didn't pass the batsman down the leg side, but really. But the umpire is in the best position on our monitor here. He's saying he passed between the batsman and the stump, but nonetheless, the umpire, in his wisdom, said it's a wide, and you have to roll that over. So come on, skipper Shane Ford. We've got to play the game as is. That's what the umpire saw. He's human.
So it's 10 for 1. Here is Clark. Right arm past the umpire now. It's a dead ball. So signal. So much to do about nothing. So the umpire is right. Whatever decision he makes is right. You may not agree with it, but he's right. Here is Clark, begins to move in, right arm over, pass umpire Taylor Boots of Salman. And gets to deliver the ball coming from the portion of the bat, finding his way down towards fine leg region. The man wearing the number 4 jersey, he comes across, picks up, and the batsman gets a single. So 1 more to the total, takes the total out to 11 for 1 Ivor. And we're into over number 3, being bowled by Clark.
Yeah, well, that was the French cut, and in Jamaica they call it the Maurice Foster, as he played this one outside the off stump, trickle past his leg stump, and he got a single for that one. But I'm going to tell you something about the umpires at the end of the over, Eddie.
Here is Clark on his way out to bowl to Lopez. Lopez gets a little beaten outside the off stump. He was looking to slap it down towards mid-wicket and long on. Didn't make contact. Good delivery from Clark. Well disguised delivery there, Ivor Henry.
Yes, well, the batsman showing signs of aggression there. He didn't catch up with it with the willow, so the leather is winning the willow at this time. But let's not forget, there's going to be a presentation immediately after this match because we're in a time constraint here at the park.
Here is Clark. Just dropping short of the wicketkeeper. Didn't really carry the over. Comes to an end. And is he bowling, Ivor?
No.
So at the end of the over and at the end of it, chasing 175 for 4. West Palm Beach 12 for 1.
Yes, well, the batsman was a bit lucky there. He played that one, went past his stump and didn't carry to wicketkeeper Shane Ford. He picked it up on the hop. So there was a near miss. But I'm going to say about the umpires, Eddie, they are in charge and they
far and pass. The umpire now goes to Solomon. Solomon looking to drive, misses outside the line of the off stump, and certainly well taken behind the stump by Shane Ford. Total remains on 12 for the loss of 1 wicket, chasing 175. 11.
Well, that was a swing and a miss there, but Jamie, like I said, he's a cheapskate. I don't know how his wife negotiate with him because he gives nothing away, and I think I've never seen this guy really come to the team and does not give of his best. But that's the name of the game, the name of the team, St. Best. Whenever they come to the park, they give of their best, and every time we would commentate, St. Best would always come up victorious. I don't know if we would bring them luck. Would we be bringing them luck today? I don't know. Palm Beach may have other plans, but we have a hold up in play here. There's a glare coming from a vehicle which we need to move. So there's some movement behind the bowler's arm, and now we're ready to go again. So Eddie.
So here is Smith on his way out to bowl to Salman. Salman looking to drive outside the line of the off stump and missing badly. So good bit of bowling from Jamie Smith from the commentary box on Ivor.
Well, is it missing like a Ford, or is ready like a Ford, or is a swing and a miss?
All of the above.
All of the above. So Palm Beach has got to build partnerships here. They just cannot go gung-ho. They have to play it in stages. You're not going to get 175 from one delivery. You have to play proper cricket shots.
Smith on his way out to bowl to Salman. Salman
Good shot.
Away. This one will go for 4. No doubt about that. Had to give up the chase now. 4 runs, and he's been looking for that shot all along Ivor.
And just what the doctor ordered. We just said it. You have got to build partnerships. You got to stay and play proper cricket shots. You cannot just go swinging just at the wind, because more often than not you're going to caught up with the wind. But that was a proper cricket shot. There is still in the restrictive power play, so no more than 2 personnel outside, and he picked his spot, and he looks good playing that one in the manner of a Brian Lara.
So 2 slips. Point. 3rd man on his way now, Smith. Beaten him.
He's gone. And there goes Jamie again, Smith. He's begging the umpire, but the batsman is walking. No need to beg Mr. Jamie Smith. He was on his knees. He was begging the umpire for an appeal. And again, Jamie Smith struck for the 2nd time. And Salman, having played such a beautiful shot, very next delivery, what a comeback by the young man.
Took the outer edge. Might have gloved it just a little bit. Shane Ford held on, and in the final analysis, Solomon coming back to the pavilion, not a happy camper.
Well, Solomon shows good sportsmanship there. He would have gloved it, and in case the umpire wouldn't have seen it, Jamie knew that he got his man. He wasn't sure that the umpire would have seen it, because the umpire did not raise that dreaded index finger, because the batsman was walking, and the bowler, his back was turned to the batsman. So he pleaded and pleaded. It looks a bit comical, but someone should have told Jamie, the batsman is in sportsmanlike fashion would have walked, knowing he would have gloved it, and no need to be on your hands and knees begging as if you're proposing to remarry to your lovely wife again.
So they score, looking to score 175 for victory. There are some 15, it is my score, 15 for the loss of some 2 wickets. Jamie Smith has been going great guns, been going through the frontline batters for the West Palm Beach team, and Ivor Henry, the son, has come back with us in all its glory. The crowd continues to rifle in at the Central Broad Regional Park on this a sunny Sunday afternoon.
Yes, and again, it's a lovely day for cricket, and good to see a lot of sporting cricketers, past and present, in the house. And again, we just want to bring up the sponsors. La Parkin, they're going to be presenting the trophies here. The 2 trophies you're seeing here, besides the commentator's booth for the champion and the runners-up. Thank you, La Parkin.
So here is Smith on his way now to the new batsman in Douglas. Douglas gets it, Levy straightens up on him, down towards into the 3rd man boundary, finds Clark in the way, but cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single. So One more it is to the total 16. It is now, according to my score, 16 for 2.
Oh, sweet 16, there we go. And I'm saying they're hovering around sweet 16. But there's still a long way for Natty to be from home. They're chasing 175 for victory. And St. Bess would have other ideas.
So here is Smith on his way. Right arm over the wicket pass. And by now balls to Lopez. Lopez swinging at the delivery outside the line of the off stump. And Ivor Henry, he was swinging. And he wasn't in control of the shot by any stretch of the imagination. The over comes to an end. And at the end of the over, Palm Beach looking to score 175. They are 16. Sweet 16. Your number, Ivor, for the loss of 2 wickets.
Well again, and water here on this hot, lovely cricketing day here at the Central Borough Regional Park. And let's not forget the South Florida Cricket Association Alliance.
Clark to continue on his way now, ball to Douglas, and Douglas swinged out towards mid-wicket. Find the man wearing number 13 jersey in Romeo, knocks it down, and the batsman can get no run. The total remains on some 16 for the loss of 2 wickets. Lopez, they say, is on 1. We'll make sure that that score or that total is correct. So here is Clark in his 3rd over now. So now to go to Douglas. Douglas gets a delivery. Came off the low portion of the bat, finds his way in towards the slip coordinates. And the batsman can get no runs, and the total remains on some 16 for the loss of some 2 wickets. A scorer trying to make some inroads into the scoreboard. The electronic scoreboard we have here, giving us some little bit of problem. But here is Scott on his way out. And it's a slow delivery that, that was Clark. Slow delivery that flew Douglas outside line of the off stump. Even the entire slip coordinates went up. So good bit of bowling there by Clark. And Clark continues to bowl well. And Clark now is in over number 3. Right arm over. So it is some 16. The total remains Ivor Henry, 16 for the loss of some 2 wickets.
Yes, some slight adjustment now. So the man and the fine leg boundaries been taken in.
And as we now straightens up, out in towards the point region. The batsman gets a single. So even though that it is early days yet, Palm Beach has got to realize that they need more than just singles, because singles alone are not going to beat the St. Bess cricket team. They need 6s and 4s.
Yeah, well, like I said, they have to build partnership. They have to play sensible cricket. They have to keep the strike turning over. So singles not going to hurt either, Eddie, but it has have to keep the strike turning over. Dot balls would kill them. But again, St. Bess is on the attack in 2 slips, keeping company here with Shane Ford. So we have catches.
So there's 2 slips of point. 3rd man, here is Clark on his way out to bowl to Lopez, and Lopez gets a little way outside the line of the off stump. He was swiping at it. It is a wide signal uncalled by umpire Sylvan Taylor. So the total goes up by 1 to some 17. 18? It is 18? According to my score, 18 it is for the loss of some 2 wickets.
And again, they wouldn't mind that wide outside the off stump, Eddie, because they're on the attack outside the off stump.
So here is Clark, very, very intelligently, and swings it away. Out towards deep mid-wicket. Will this go for 4? Yes, indeed. So good shot there from Lopez. Finally, Ivor been looking for that shot for quite some time, since the very first delivery that he faced.
Yeah, it was not a bad delivery. It was lined outside the off stump, but the batsman, seeing that it was over pitch and it's a 6-free field, he just picked his spot and heaved it over the corner area for a 1 bounce 4. So, good shot.
So here is Clark on his way now to bowl to Lopez. Lopez gets a delivery that cut him back into the right-handed batsman. He took off for a single and came back, and then the overthrow came in, and finally the batsman gets a single. So good bit of cricket, good bit of run between these two, between Lopez and Douglas. Ivor.
Yes, it was worth the overthrow there, because the batsman played the ball and scampered out of his grounds looking for a single. The fielder coming in from point had a shy at 1 stump to aim at, hit it, and the ball ricocheted and caused an overthrow. But St. Bess won't mind that anyhow, because they're hunting for wickets, whether they come via the run-out route or they come via Jamie Smith, taking them 1 by 1. He has got 2 in the bank, the only 2 to have fallen so far. Remember, they're chasing 100. Palm Beach, that is, chasing 175 for victory. Palm Beach is a little behind the 8 ball at this time, but it's not over with the shout. I have not seen any fat ladies in the house. I see all nice slim ladies here, so Palm Beach is still in good stead. They should still hold their heads high and knowing that they're still in the game, still in with a chance, because each bowler can only bowl 4 overs. Jamie Smith would have only had someone. This is his last over?
This is his 3rd over, I think.
This is his 3rd over, I beg your pardon.
So here is Smith, right arm over the wicket from the commentary box, and pass umpire Maitland bowls to Lopez, and Lopez is guiding it down towards right third man and the vacant third position and into the boundary board for 4. So good bit of cricket there finally from Lopez.
And there you go, that's the first boundary that Jamie Smith would have given away. His second boundary, I beg your pardon, and he just eluded the man at the second slip position. He made a valiant effort to stop that one, but it went just to his right and ran away to the boundary for 4. So remember, Jamie did get a 4 and he came back and got a wicket, the wicket of Salman. So let us see.
Smith on his way out to bowl to Lopez, and Lopez gets a lift in delivery. He's looking to slap it down towards wide long off hand cover. Did away contact, and the ball going through to the wicketkeeper, and there can be no run. So Palm Beach, of course, looking to score 175 for victory. Some 23 runs into the total. Here is Smith on his way, right arm over now to bowl to Lopez. Lopez gets a delivery down the leg side. It is signal and call wide. So Jamie now, Smith begin to stray all over the place. Over Henry, won't you concur?
Yes, indeed. But Eddie, we don't want to forget the people out of Dominica who would have suffered from that hurricane. And I see Joy Pay in the house. I want to say good afternoon to Joy Pay there. And our hearts goes out to the people down in Dominica. You shall not be forgotten.
Smith on his way now to bowl to Lopez. Lopez gets a nasty delivery that kept a bit low and deceived him in the end. But in the end, he managed to scamper through for a quick bye and good bit of running, good bit of bowling from Jamie Smith. Good cricket all around, Ivor.
Yes, indeed. Good cricket all around, because it was not an easy take by Shane Ford, who the ball was a slow delivery, hopped on him a couple of times, and he was quickly trying to effect a run out, but realized no one was backing up, so he just held it. In the meantime, the batsmen were aware that the wicketkeeper was not in a position to run him out, so they took the bye.
Smith on his way now to bowl to Douglas. Douglas gets a delivery, looking to guide it down towards the slip corner and didn't make contact. The ball going through to Shane Ford, and he collects cleanly, Ivor.
Yes, it's just one slip here, so it was not a bad effort because just one slip moving around there, but there is a third man in play, so he may have just gotten one for his effort. But you know the rule of thumb, if you're going to flash, you flash hard. But he was playing an elegant shot, missed, taken by Shane Ford.
So here is Smith, right arm over shot. A short one begins moving. Pass on by Maitland now bowls to Douglas, and Douglas again looking to slap it down towards the slip region. Didn't make contact, and once again Shane Ford collects cleanly.
Yes, and Eddie, again we have to remember we just went through 9-11, 9-1-1, and we have to remember those who would have perished in that unfaithful day over there in New York, 9-1-1. So we have things to think about. Even over there in Haiti, they too would have got a touch off of that hurricane. Our heart goes out to them as well.
Smith on his way now to bowl to Douglas. Douglas is in behind it, pushing out into the cover region. When wearing the number 4 jersey, he comes across, knocks it down, and the batsman can get no run. So at the end of the over, and at the end of it, Palm Beach chasing 174 for victory. There are some 29 for the loss of 2 wickets. Ivor Henry.
Yeah, east of us, and that's a match would have started the southeast, I think, region competition. But I had a talk with one of the organizers. They said there should be no way you're starting your league when we're having a finals of another league and we're right here in South Florida. So we've got to come together and get it right, Eddie.
Clark to Lopez, and Lopez is in behind it, pushing it back along the track for the bowler Clark to feel himself, and the batsman can score no run. So the total remains on some 29 for the loss of some 2 wickets. West Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory, and these two so far have a good little bit of partnership between them. Here is Clark, right arm over the wicket off a short one. Pass umpire Taylor Bowles to Lopez, and Lopez gets a wide delivery. It is signal and called wide by umpire Sylvans Taylor. And one more to the extras. Goes up now to 30. It is for the loss of 2 wickets.
Yes, well, you would have seen that Shane Footner was gone in the defense. He would have attacked as much as he could. And now he is trying to save runs here and make it harder for the Palm Beach Cricket Club to get to that 175.
Clark on his way now to bowl to Lopez, and Lopez gets a delivery, looking to turn it into the onside. So wide delivery, signal and call wide. So just a little bit of a strain away from the bowler. First time it was wide outside the line of the off stump, and this delivery way down the leg side. So you can say he's consistent as far as bowling wide is concerned.
Naughty, and the wicketkeeper wouldn't like that, going on the offside for wide and on the leg side for wide.
Clark on his way out to bowl to Lopez. Lopez push it back past the bowler, just to his left, where the batsman can get no runs. Finds Romy in the way, who chase it down like Hussein Bolt, and the total remains on some 30 for the loss of 2 wicket. Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory.
And again, we have to big up the big man Hussein Bolt. When all would have thought that Gatlin was the man, Hussein Bolton told him that you're a little boy, stay behind me and eat my dust.
So here is Clark as they now.
Good
shot. Guys, away down towards the between point and gully. Third man comes across. Is it my score or over number 6? So
when is gonna be?
So it's being bowled by Clark from the northern end, right arm over the wicket. So we have some adjustment in the field. We have the point being placed for the gully. So 32 it is for a loss of some 2 wickets. So it's a deep mid wicket, a backward of square. It's a long leg, it's a long off, it's a long on, cover, extra cover. Here is Clark, right arm over, begins to move in past the umpire, just about now bowls to between long off and long on, and over fence for 6. So finally Clark being roughed up by the left-hander in Mr. Douglas. 6 it is, and Ivor Henry, good looking shot there by Douglas.
Yes, a good cricket shot again, and that's what we say. You don't have to go swing and a miss. You've got to pick your spots, and when the bowler over pitches, you just play a good cricket shot. And again, we said the pressure is off in terms of the attacking field, but the young man is in his 4th consecutive over, so he can give away something.
38 it is for 2. Here is Clark on his way now to bowl to Douglas, and Douglas gets a delivery that doing a little bit of ballet dancing, so to speak, beating outside line of the all stump, looking like he was taking the bat away at the very last moment, Ivor Henry.
Yes, and that one was making some height. Well negotiated there by the batsman. He was in no danger of getting out, really. He watched it all the way. But then again, like I said, he lives to fight another day. Shane Ford was in awe, wondering how he wasn't bowled, but the ball was well over the stump.
So here is Clark, continues from the far end pass, and final balls to Douglas, and Douglas was looking to swing it out towards long off. The over comes to an end, and at the end of it, chasing 175 for victory. There are some 38 it is for the loss of 2 wickets. Lopez is on 16, Douglas on 11. That's the latest score here from the Central Broad Regional Park.
Yes, and we are here at the Central Broad Regional Park, and at the end of his spell, he would have just conceded 24 runs from his 4 overs. So not bad going there, and think that Palm Beach would be happy to see the back of him. He was very miserly. He bowled his 4 overs for 24 runs, so he just went for 6 runs and over. But while we're here at the park, Eddie, we're going to invite you to the City Hall Park on Sunday, November 29th, and that's not too far down the road. So listen up, put this on your calendars, folks. Cricket brings back love free, number 3. Cricket bring back love, number 3. It's going to be a family fun day, and it's going to be at City Hall Park. Food, refreshment, they are complimentary. The Masters versus the youngsters. So, you know, I'm going to be there playing for either team because I'm split down in the middle. The Masters versus the youngsters, Yellowman, Mana, and Nigel, they are the ones who are going to be organizing this. So we are inviting you to the City Hall Park. It's not too early. Mark it in your calendars. I'll announce it again later.
So we have a change of bowling from the commentary box, and let Watson is the name of the bowler, and that first delivery from Watson is played into the onside by Lopez, and the batsman gets a single. So one more to the total, takes the total now to some 39 for the loss of some 2 wickets, and they're looking to score 175 for victory. Gettable total, Ivor?
Yes, gettable. You know, cricket is a game of glorious uncertainty. But let me continue this because there's something I'm missing here, and I know I can take the liberty to say it. We're going to have food, refreshments. They are complimentary, but we're going to have music as well. I guarantee you there's going to be music in the park. So we're asking you to come on. It's going to be, entrance fee going to be free 99. Mana is going to be free 99 to get into the park. So it's free 99 people get into the park on November 29. It's going to be a Sunday, and it's going to be starting sometime in the morning. I'll get that at 10 in the morning. So I'm going to ask you guys to go to church at 7 or 8 o'clock service mass, and then you get to the City Hall Park on November 29th.
Watson on his way out to bowl to Douglas. Douglas gets a delivery that's cutting back into the left-hander and kept a bit low as it made his way to Shane Ford behind the stumps. So good bit of bowling from Watson. Total remains on some 39 for the loss of 2 wickets. And we're into over number 8 being bowled by Watson. And I'm asking the score not to get too comfortable.
Well, Eddie, we're feeling some raindrops, and like we predicted, there's going to be some rain. So already we're having some rain here. I'm going to try to get some covers, Eddie, because the rain is coming down.
So we need Shane Ford is calling for the helmet. And certainly was doing this commentary without the headpiece. And that's where the comfortability is concerned. So Shane Ford now got his wish. Perhaps this is a sign of some sort of a chicory. Shane Ford keeping up behind the stumps to keep Lopez just a little bit honest. And Watson now begins to move in from the southern end pass. Umpire Maitland now bowls to in the air, just off the fingertips of Shane Ford. And let's see what the umpire signals. The score is a bye, so the score will move up by 1. So brings the left-hander Douglas into strike. So it is 41 according to my scores, 41 for the loss of 2. And we're watching Watson right arm. Pass and plan out balls to Douglas, and Douglas gets a little, returns it into the fine leg region. They gone for 1. Will they come back for run number 2? Yes, no, yes, no. And in the final analysis, they decide to come back for run number 2. So they get it quite easily too. And let's see what the umpire signal. So it is 2 more to the total. Is it 43? 43 for 2. And we're into over number 9. So just have to look with the score to see whether or not the score for the individual in Lopez and Douglas, if they are correct. The over, about to see the commencement of over number 9.
So like we said, Eddie, make it a date and don't be late. 10 o'clock, we need to see you at the City Hall Park, and we all know where that is. It's at the 55th, right next to the Turnpike, as is known by, you know, the Turnpike ground, and it's always a fun day. And like we said, Yellowman and Manna and Nigel, they're the ones who are putting this together, and it's the 3rd affair. It's dubbed Cricket Bring Back Love, and again, Marcus and Bagger Straight Talk, they're going to be the one who are going to be providing the music. And like I say, I'm going to come out of retirement for that game, and I'm going to make sure to be there early. I would have participated in the first one, I remember that. Well, you're not missing any cricket, as the Palm Beach is in the run chase. Don't know if there's any scoreboard pressure at this time, but we're having a change of bowling at the northern end.
So it's going to be Anderson who's going to pick up the attack from the Northern and Ivor. I'm pretty much sure that you want to make some comment on that. And he'll be bowling to Lopez on his way now to bowl to Lopez. And Lopez is forward and then back, and the ball has gone forward again. So good looking delivery there from the young man making some height, the Ivor Henry.
Good start from the young man, and round of applause from his teammates. That one got the batsman on his toes. He was rising, and he made some height, and he's quite pacey. But let's see the follow-up delivery. Sometimes the first one comes out really quick, but that was a good, nice testing delivery.
So Anderson, it's a nice run-up approach to wicket pass. Umpire Taylor balls to it's over the head of over the shoulder rather of the batsman, and it is signal and called wide by umpire Sylvan Taylor.
Yes,
and he's getting a stern warning there from umpire Taylor.
Yes, one for the over, and I see the batsman is batting without a helmet, so he's trying to intimidate him, but that one was way over his head, a wayward delivery, a disgusting delivery, naughty, naughty.
So you have to bowl length and line. Here is Anderson off a shorter run up. As a balls to
Yorker.
One kept a bit lower than Lopez might have anticipated.
Yorker.
Let's see whether or not he had made contact.
That was a Yorker there, Eddie. He was right in the block hole. The batsman did well to come down on it, and we thought the backward square leg was a little bit slow in getting in there, but there was no way for him knowing that the ball would have traveled in his direction, because that's the thing about Yorkers. You don't know if you get your bat in it, where it's going to go, because they don't normally come out of the middle, Eddie. Sometimes they go into your stumps or into your shin, into your boot, and thus either bowl or giving out LBW. But Shane Ford, like a drill master, was very upset that one was given away. Could you imagine?
Here is Anderson on his way now to bowl to Douglas. Douglas gets the delivery outside line of the off stump, looking to slap it down towards the point in the gully area. Didn't make contact. And Shane Ford, as usual, collects cleanly behind the stumps.
Yes, the bowler there is back pitching, Eddie, but he was already one for the over. And he has got to get it up a little bit more. I'm sure Shane Ford would be wise to tell him to keep it up. He's a youngster, he's pacey, he's coming in from the northern end with the breeze behind him.
On his way now. Umpire Taylor now both, and that one goes. It's a wide delivery, and Ivor Henry, is he going to be? It's a no ball, and make some height going through. Now it's a free hit, and the tall, lanky Anderson a little bit surprised there by the call for umpire Sylvan Taylor.
No, he would have already bowled one for the over, Eddie.
So it's a no ball signal and call by the umpire.
Shut off there, boy. What happened?
So,
You have power? You have power?
yes, I do. Here is Anderson, right arm over the wicket from the London and pass umpire now both to it. And turn the way out towards mid wicket. This will go for, is it 6 or 4? Let's see, it's a 4. The signal comes in now from the umpire. So 4 more to Douglas, 4 more to the total. The 50 comes up Ivor in grand style, grand fashion. 50 for 2. And we're into over number 9. Being bowled by Anderson from the northern end. So there's going to be a discussion between Sylvan Taylor and David Maitland, the 2 Jamaican umpires out in the middle, Ivor.
Well, that's how you dispatch free hits, Eddie. You've got to make full use of them. But let's not forget, earlier in the day, we would have seen a beautiful knock from KUMAR. He got to 90 not out. And don't forget, there's going to be a player of the match. And we have a adjudicator on hand, and he's looking with all 4 eyes, and then some. He'll be picking the player of the game.
Anderson on his way now, past the umpire balls to Douglas, and Douglas gets a delivery that kept a bit low on its way to Shane Ford. Pretty much dying a death, a slow death. Shane Ford collects, and the batsman can get no run. The total remains on some 50 for a loss of 2 wickets.
And that's a good comeback there by the bowler, which was applauded by his teammate, as if to say, that's the line, youngster. Pitch it up, don't be afraid. You have protection in the field.
Here is Anderson on his way now to both to the left-handed. It's in the air, out towards backward score. Jamie comes around, he picks up. Good bounce, Ivor Henry. One bounce into the hands of Jamie Smith. The batsman gets a single. The over comes to an end. And at the end of the over, and at the end of it, Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory. They are 51 for the loss of some 2 wickets. That's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park.
I think Anderson is flirting with danger. Eddie, he's flirting with danger. He's still bowling back pitch, short of a length, and he would have been called twice in that over. And remember, if you were to push another one wide and high, he would be out of this game bowling until next final. So
He's been out to bowl to Douglas. Douglas gets a little wrist, slaps it into the covers, finds Romeo in the way, and the batsman can get no runs. The total remains on some 51. I don't know why he would be flirting with danger when so many females to his left and right, north and south, east and west. But perhaps that's his style, and I can't take it away from him. Here is Watson on his way, right arm over the ball to Douglas. Douglas looking to slap it down towards point. Didn't make contact, and again, Shane Ford collects cleanly behind the stump. So there's a point, cover. It's a long off. It's a long on. There is a back of the square. There's a mid wicket. And a deep back of the square. There's a deep mid wicket. Here is Watson on his way now. Passing by a ball to Douglas. Douglas gets it, returns it around the corner, Ivor. And the batsman take off quickly for a single. So one more to the total. One more it is now to Douglas. The total goes up to now some 52 for the loss of some 2 wickets, Ivor.
yes, well, the sun has left us momentarily, but there's a stiff breeze, Eddie, and some ominous crowd hovering around, especially out in the west. We're hoping that we'll be over with this game long before the rains would come. But we're into over number 10 of this 20-over encounter between Palm Beach and St. Bess.
So here is Watson, right arm over the wicket, pass up and a ball. So Lopez and pulls elegant shot
6.
over the fence now for 6. Lovely shot, a delivery that pitched outside the line of the leg stump, pretty much Ivor, and he was onto the back foot early and pulled it away down towards the deep back of the square for 6.
Yeah, that was a lovely shot, and the batsman again batting without a helmet. Seems as if the bowlers are aiming for his helmet, but the batsman is saying, you bring it on and I will put it on. Maybe that's an invitation, because he hooked, and he hooked well, and that was a proper cricket shot, Eddie. Everything was right in that shot. Well placed, well timed. He got the desired result, and Palm Beach is going to need a lot more of that, but the bowler is going to be advised to get the ball up to the batsman.
Take heed. Here's Watson, full toss. And oh my goodness, and how did that miss the stump, Ivor Henry? And certainly it goes for 4. And glorious cricket here so far in this second over here from Watson, Ivor.
Well, they said fortune favors the brave. That was a good delivery. The batsman had a go at it. He got an outside edge, went past the stumps, went past wicketkeeper Shane Ford, and down to the boundary for 4. Fortunate runs, 4 trace there for the batsman Eddie and for Palm Beach. But like we said, they're going to need a lot more of that. The score is on 62 for the loss of 2 wickets. We're into over number 10.
Watson on his way now to bowl to Lopez, and Lopez is driving into covers. Cannot beat the man in the cover position, and this time they cannot get no run. So the over comes to an end. The end of the over, and at the end of it, chasing 175 for victory. Palm Beach 62 for 2. 10 overs completed.
And now we're having Womed. It comes in with his spinners and he's bowling this one up to the batsman. He's playing it 1-2 bounces back over the head of Romeo for a boundary, and that's a good looking shot. That's the way Palm Beach wants to start. They have got to get some boundaries. That one was over pitch, and the batsman got onto it and send it back over the bowler's head down to the boundary for 4. That takes the total up to 66 for the loss of 2 wickets. Douglas is on 24. Good going for him so far. And Lopez keeping company is on 28. Oh my goodness. So help me up there. So what's your ball score? The score is correct. Okay. Well, ignore the batsman score there. There's a glitch in the system there, but the score is definitely correct. 67-4-2. That's right. Those two right. So 10.2 overs. Ooh. How much? 25. So Lopez is on 25. And with that single goes up to 26.
22 for Douglas.
And Douglas is on 22.
Always but minus 3 from Douglas and 4 from Lopez. You have to work with it. Finally and Sunday.
So 22 Douglas. This time he's playing this one in the air. Shoestring catch should have been taken there, but the batsman made a weak attempt there. And it would have been a brilliant catch, shoestring, but he allowed it to pass and it went between the extra cover sweeper and the mid-off down to the boundary for 4. So Romeo is coming for some 2 boundaries in this over so far, and he still has some 2 deliveries left to go. So 72 for the loss of 2 wickets. Romeo right arm off spinners. This time he's cutting this one and he's playing it down to the cover sweeper. They will amble the 1. That's all there will be as the throw comes into Shane Ford on the full. Brings the new batsman Lopez into strike. He is on 22. Lopez on 25, 26. I'm going to leave that for now because and this time the batsman is playing this one and getting more runs here. So Lopez has gone to 30 with that shot, and the score at the end of over number 11 is on 77 for 2 wickets.
On his way now. Setting some new field. Speaks. So Lopez settles just about now into his stance. Awaits the arrival of Gale. Right arm. Outside line of the off stump. Looking to heave it down to a little bit of improvising, so to speak, down towards the square position. Didn't make contact, and Shane Ford didn't do much better either. So Gale, all kinds of direction now there, Ivor Henry, like a busy police officer in any Caribbean city. So the square leg has gone around just to the right of the square leg, down towards the short fine leg position. Or short back with a square, so sorry. So soon as they get that problem or problems rectify, so umpire Maitland is waiting patiently. All is set now. Here's Gale on his way now to bowl to Lopez. Lopez gets in the middle with the bails, comes off. Shane Ford appealed for a stump, but not outside umpire Maitland. And we have a slight of a drizzle. Don't know whether or not this will affect anything. So here is Gale. As we know to bowl to the right-hander Lopez. In the air between point and gully. They go on for 1. Will they come back for run number 2? They're gonna hurry. Gets it home. So 2 more to Lopez, 2 more to the total. Take the total now to some 80. According to my scores, 80 for the loss of some 2 wickets. And the partnership between these two now so far has yielded some 64 runs. So good bit of batting between those two. After losing 2 quick wickets in the opening period. And Jamie Smith was on fire in his opening spell from the commentary box. But here is Gale now. We're watching. This time we'll take the bails off, but yes, he's gone. He's gone. It was a little bit of a delay by umpire Sylvan Taylor at the square leg position. So the partnership of 64 between both Douglas and Lopez has come to an end. Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory. There are some 80 for the loss of some 3 wickets. Lopez has made a big contribution of some 32 runs. So well played by Lopez and well played, young man. Ivor. So it's much to really shout about for the same best team. Gale would have gotten his man in the final analysis. Lopez was coming down the track, looking to hit him back over the long off, long on position. Didn't make contact the ball, beating him outside the line of the stump. And Shane Ford, in all his elegance, in all his style and substance, picked the bails off. Appeal at the umpire square leg. The index finger went up, and Lopez, the well played 32, comes back to the pavilion. That's a very happy camper. The job is not done with as Africa makes his way out towards the middle. So Africa takes his guard from umpire Maitland. So it was Gale is went out to bowl to Africa. Africa coming forward to deliver that pitch outside line of the off stump, beaten outside the line of the off stump with not only pace but height and turn. The over comes to an end, and at the end of a successful over from Gale, Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory. There are some 80 for the loss of 3 wickets. Ivor.
Yes, indeed, and like we said, the one chase is definitely on, and you've just got to get to that 100 mark, and then you can always try to head on down the road and get to that 175. But we have all of 8 overs left, and we'll give you the individual scores in a moment. But we're going to have another bowling change at the other end, as Romeo was roughed up at that northern end. But the batsman who would have done so is still at the wicket in Douglas.
So McCarthy first delivery outside the line of the off stump. The hard hitting and aggressive Douglas was looking to slap it down towards point. Didn't make contact. Here's McCarthy on his way out to bowl to Douglas. Douglas guiding it into the point region, finds the ever-present Romeo in the way, and the batsman cannot score. The total remains on some 80 for the loss of some 3 wickets. So once again, there's a conference out in the middle between umpire Taylor and umpire Maitland. Any idea what they might be discussing, Ivor?
Well, they're wondering where they're going to go for dinner at the end of this match, because they're well dressed, like they're going to go to dinner, decked out in their red tops and black pants and white shoes, black caps. They're well dressed, Eddie.
McCarthy on his way out to bowl to Douglas, slapped it down towards cover. Watson into the deep cover region, comes out the boundary. He picks up, sends the return in, but the batsman is able to scamper through for a quick single. Who's going to take out who, Ivor, between those two? Is Taylor going to take out Maitland, or Maitland taking out Taylor?
I would think that they're going to be going their separate ways, but I don't think they're going to be going straight home, because they're well dressed, and I haven't seen any of their wives around here, so I have to keep my eye on these two guys. They have on the Sunday best today, and I think they're going to be going someplace after this match. We have to have the spies out on them, Eddie.
Not going to get involved in that. Here is McCarthy on his way out to bowl to Africa. A whole continent looking to turn it into the onside. The ball made in a bit more height, and more importantly, it's a that ball. So 81 it is for a loss of 3 wickets. I will watch for lunch though.
Food.
What kind of food, may I ask? Here is McCarthy on his way now to bowl to Africa. Slapped it down towards point. Given chase, they're going to come back for round number 2. So my score said brown stew, chicken, rice, and peas.
Yes, well,
And a host of other
and speaking about
amenities.
food, and anybody wants to donate anything on November 29th, 2015, go and see Yellowman, Manor, or Nigel, because it's going to be a fun day at the park at City Hall Park.
McCarthy on his way out to bowl to Africa, out towards the mid-wicket region. And one more to Africa. Total now goes up to some 84, according to my scores. 84 for 3, and we into the 14th over.
Yes, well, 87 for the loss of 3 wickets. 14 overs would have gone, and it's running speedily along. We just have another 6 overs to go, and Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory. They are hovering on the Australia bad lucky number, 87, Eddie. Why is 87 a bad lucky number for Australia? Is it because it's 13 away from 100?
Just 13 below. I don't know about away. It's 13 below. So you can take that whatever way you want. It's just 13 below.
But that is their bad lucky number. And we say our bad lucky number is 13.
Don't sell
I
chocolate
still
before
have
early.
not seen a fat lady in the house, Eddie. They're getting thinner and lovelier as the day goes by.
So you would agree with me, the Lord is my shepherd, I see what I want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Palm Beach should not be saying the game is over because I haven't seen any fat ladies.
89, 90 it is now, Ivor, and that's what happens when you see exactly what you want, and you have to keep your eye on the scoreboard because that's where the pressure comes in. 90 it is for 3.
Well, you must clasp your hand when you're saying the Lord's Prayer.
I concur, I agree with you. It's not early days yet, it's 14.4 overs gone, and we're watching now McCarthy from the far end. Positive and our balls to Douglas, and Douglas again going up on his toes and looking to slap it down towards cover. Didn't make contact, and the ball going through to the wicketkeeper. So a lovely afternoon for cricket. Lovely crowd here at the Gilbrow Regional Park. Coming down the
he's
the
gone.
ball's off.
And let's see what. Yes, his chain forward is a little too quick for him there. I think he gave away his end in the end. He batted beautifully, Eddie, but it was just a matter of time before he would have go to do something different, because after 15 overs, he's been there for quite a long time. But he did his best for Palm Beach, Eddie. Like we said, 36 runs can come from an over. There's still some 85 runs behind, so not a bad knock by the youngster coming out here, and he would have set the pace. So what can we say? He was in a partnership of over 100 today, and like we said, there's an adjudicator on the grounds, and he's going to be looking at individual cricketers as opposed to be looking at the overall team effort. Eddie, we're here to talk about the team effort. That adjudicator, he will be looking at the individual performance and the player who would have had the most impact on the game at some point in the game. That
Always, never a dull moment with Ivor Henry. So the continuation of game from the commentary box, and that delivery outside the line of the off stump in Africa, looking to slap it down towards point. So he is coming down the track hard and high, out to wide, mid wicket, over and out. Jamie Smith cannot get there. The signal comes in from umpire Maitland. It is 6, Ivor Henry. 96 it is for the loss of 4.
And David Maitland sends his hands aloft as if to say to the high heavens, here I come. But Eddie, the sun has been playing tricks on us, but for whatever it is, whenever it gets dark here, it reminds me of us commentating over in Leeds, London, saying this is bright sun in England. How is that, mate?
Oh, it's going pretty good. You need a cup of tea.
Oh yes, a cup of tea. And this one is in the air. Is a feeler gonna get there? No, it's gonna drop in no man's land. And good luck for the batsman there, who would have played a lovely shot the previous delivery, but this one was not one out of the textbook, Eddie.
Not at all. So it brings Babalal into strike. settles just about now into his stance. And I'm pretty much sure that the Palm Beach players and supporters might just be a little bit disappointed, but they're not giving up hope. And they're not sure whether or not their team will come ashore. But who knows, whatever happened, these two teams either must be congratulated. They would have played extremely well in the competition to have reached to the finals.
Yes, indeed. And we have to say,
here is Gale on his way now to bowl to Babylon. Out towards long off. Was the man off the long off boundary, just a single. So Babylon goes on to 1. Africa is on 14. 98 it is for 4. And we're just about to witness the completion of the 16th over. So 4 more overs left after this legal delivery. Here is Gale on his way now to bowl to Africa. And Africa is coming down the track and then had to pedal back, because the ball was moving at a faster rate than he might have anticipated. The over comes to an end, and at the end of the over, and at the end of it, chasing 175 for victory, Palm Beach, they are 99 for 4. Africa is 15, Babylon is on 1. Ivo.
well, Eddie, I can tell you something, because I understand the lady told her mother she went to Africa, and the lady went looking in her passport, thinking that she really went to Africa. She said, yes, I was in Africa, only to know that she was with this man.
Well, you really want me to make a comment on that?
No. I just gave you a true story.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you another one at the end of this over.
Okay. So we're going to see the continuation of young McCarthy from the northern end on his way now to bowl to Africa. Africa was looking to swing it down towards back of the square. Mid wicket didn't make contact. The ball coming off the upper portion of the right eye, and it was a little half stifle appeal, and in the end, one can get no runs. 99 it is, Ivor for 4. Here is McCarthy on his way now, coming down the track in Africa. Ball the leg side down towards long leg. Let's see what the umpire signal. So it's a leg by,
and that's the 100 up for Palm Beach. 100 up, and you have to get a round of applause for the effort. At least it's only 75 more runs, but they just have 36 runs in an over, plus you can have some no ball and some wide and all that stuff. So it's not over with the show. And again, I have not seen any fat ladies in the house.
well,
Then I'm not hearing any singing either, so it's not over yet.
I don't think that you were looking real hard, Ivor, and I don't think that you were listening. But in any event, so single takes the total now to 102 for the loss of 4 wickets. Palm Beach chasing 175 for victory. And who joins us in the commentary booth, and who would be better fit to join us than the manager of the same Best team? Seems like you want to take another victory, management.
Of course I am.
You have a litany of finals in the last, I would say, in the last 4 or 5 years.
About 4 to 5.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
I said it's about 4 to 5.
Almost 100% championship victory there. And with this victory almost in the bag, what would you want to say to the Palm Beach fans at this present moment?
Too early to tell.
Well, you might as well say it, because the game is almost over.
There's no chicken hats yet. I tell you, Eddie, 6 sixes in an over, you get 36 runs. If you have 2 overs, you get 72 runs. They only needed about 69 runs to go.
Well, you're talking about a lot of ifs and buts and all that
They
kind of
need-
things. I'm not even going to go down that road. I'm going to go scientifically speaking.
No, I'm going mathematically speaking.
Well, let's see who's right.
Well, let me give you this, Eddie. This headmaster is a true story. Listen up. It's a true story.
Is that headmaster from Jamaica? We'll leave that to the pundits. Here is Gale on his way now to bowl to Africa. Africa gets a wide delivery outside the line of the off stump. It is signaled called wide by umpire David Maitland. Talking about Jamaica, that's the pride and joy of Jamaica. Here is Gale now on his way now to bowl to Africa. Africa gets a little bit, swings it away into the covers. KUMAR is giving chase. Ivor Henry, he cannot get there before the batsman come back for run number 2. So good run in between the wicket between Africa and Babula. It's 111 for the loss of 4, and we're into over number 18.
Well, the Nelson is on the board. 111 is on the board, Eddie. Does that mean anything to Palm Beach?
Means that they're getting closer.
They're getting closer.
Here is Gale on his way now to bowl to Africa. Back past the bowler between mid-off, between long off and long on, and just a single. So 1 more it is to the total. 1 more to Africa. It's 112 for 4. Africa is on 19. Babulal is on 8. And so far, Gale has bowled some 3.2 overs, 19 runs and 1 wicket. Ivor Henry.
Come on, Brian! Yes, like we say, well, you know.
Here's Gale now on his way out to bowl to Babulal. And Babulal swings it away out towards mid-wicket. In the air. And Watson takes a catch. So Babulal go looking to get runs just a little bit, perhaps too ambitious. And into the hands of Watson out at deep mid-wicket. And Palm Beach now, Ivor Henry, they are going into the doldrum. 112 for the loss of 5. Babulal goes, 17.3 overs gone. Ivor Henry.
Well, you're lively via the cricket show. I want to invite you in this afternoon at 6 o'clock to listen to a sporting show which comes on every Sunday from 6 to 9, and we're going to be more than likely have this match being spoken about during the 3-hour show this evening. But once again, I'm gonna compliment Lapakan Shipping Company for presenting the trophies here today that you see displayed on the front of the table here. We would have donated water and Gatorade. And then again, we just cannot leave out the South Florida Cricket Alliance for coming through. They came through in turbulent times, Eddie, because we know all is not well with the cricket here in South Florida. But what have we got? We have got we have finals, and this is their very first finals, Eddie, and I think it's a good showing.
Well, let me ask you, I heard that you mentioned Blackman donating a bat and a pair of mittens. You happen to know whether or not he would have won the lottery?
I have no idea, sir.
That's the answer I was looking for. Anyway, it's going to be the continuation of Gale, and he'll be bowling to Africa. So 112 it is for the loss of 5 wickets, 17.4 was gone, and so far Gale has bowled some 3.4 overs, 19 runs, and he has picked up some 2 wickets. We now bowl to Africa, and Africa is swinging, looking to slap it down towards long off, didn't make contact, giving himself some room there. Ivor Henry and Shane Ford behind the stumps collect cleanly, and of course there can be no run.
Well, you call that a swing and a miss, but oftentimes you miss, I hit, but they're not looking for wickets at this time. These guys are just looking to win big.
Gale on his way out to bowl to Africa, slapped it down towards cover. And they take off quickly for a single. They get it quite easily too, and brings the hard-hitting Ravi Samlal into strike, the man of the match for the semi-finals. Ivor, do you think that he can perform some magic here for the West Palm Beach team? Well, the over comes to an end, so we have to wait and see whether or not he'll be able to do his little tricks. 113 it is according to my scorers. 113 for 5, 18 overs gone. Africa is on 20. Samlal yet to score, and that's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park.
Well, with only 2 overs to go, Eddie, and we said 72 runs.
McCarthy to continue on his way out to bowl to Africa.
Okay.
Africa swings it away down towards wide mid-wicket. Man comes off the boundary in. Watson, he picks up, but cannot prevent the batsman from getting a single. So, mathematically, Ivor, it is now done.
No.
Okay. How about geographically speaking?
We still have 5 balls to go. You can get,
Scientifically
you
speaking?
can get 30 runs now.
Lovely speaking.
This is the ball is going to tell the tale.
It's 114 for 5. Africa is on 21. Samlal now swings it away out towards mid-wicket. Watson's giving chase. He has to abandon the chase. Now it goes into the boundary board just about now, Ivor. And with all your mathematically talking, it's 118 or 122.
Well, Eddie, I can tell you now, mathematically, Palm Beach cannot win this match unless the bowlers do something foolish in bowling no balls and wides. But legal delivery that is left has nothing to do with Palm Beach County.
Well, it has to do with Palm Beach because St. Bess is in Broward and Palm Beach is in Palm Beach.
So why do we have Africa in the game then?
That's just the name. But he came down here just to see what was going on.
Well, I tell you, we have Africa in the name, so we are mix up.
Well,
9 balls again.
and he's going out to bowl to Africa. Talking about Africa out towards long off, and it's going to be a single. So mathematically, it is over.
It was over.
Geographically, it is done.
The second delivery of this over, it was over. Yeah.
So now you're butter it up now. Oh, and there goes Mr. Hero again, boy.
So that's 6 more.
Final hero.
Well, he's a day late and a dollar short. He needed to start off the over hitting sixes. So
Of luck. Congratulations for being in the finals. So well played game, well fought game. They fought down to the wire, but just as you said, Ivor, a day late and a dollar short.
well, I can say that now. And my mouth is as straight as can be.
Well,
There's no twist.
I've been telling you that for a long time ago, so you finally listening to me now?
Well, if they can get 48 runs out of this over, they can still win the match, Eddie.
If. It's a lot of if. Going to pick up the attack.
You think that Cracker's baby mother, when he's with her, he would say, boy, I love my crackers?
It's possible.
It's possible. She loves her crackers.
So this one going down towards the region and into the boundary for 4. So good looking shot. Takes the total now to 131 for the loss of 5, and Samuel continues to mesmerize this large crowd here at the Central Blow Regional Park. And early on I came close to saying Sabina Park, Ivor.
Well, it has that atmosphere. It's I like what I'm seeing around here. As you know, I'm an adopted Jamaican.
Beaten outside the line of the All-Star. So that's close.
Well, Coach Trent adopted me. You know, he told me I'm an adopted Jamaican when I played for international.
So what do you have, the passport or the birth paper? Which one?
I can't give you my secret, man. You might want to get in there.
Well, it can't be no secret anymore.
Look at that soccer man. We need a soccer man for Jamaica. Is this guy playing for the Reggae Boys?
You already said that you're an adopted Jamaican, so I'm just asking you if you have the birth paper, you have the passport.
You don't have to have any one of those, Eddie.
You just beat it.
You just have to say it. In the air. Safe. And once again, we want to say a big thank you to Leparkin for coming through with the trophies that's going to be presented immediately after the conclusion of this match.
Samlal.
In the air, and a man is getting under it.
Crackers.
And Crackers takes a catch! Believe it or not, and Crackers is on highlight, and Crackers is taken here by the videographer, Tucker. Definitely, Crackers is someplace. Eddie, do you think that we have to get a pressure cooker for Crackers?
No, I think that's the reason why they have all State and State Farm. That's why they have insurance.
Accident will happen.
I'm not saying that.
Crackers is making mincemeat or making cheese out of Palm Beach. Which one?
Both.
All right, a little too late, Eddie.
Well, the Man Africa, it's a big one.
Well, and the game ended, and the match, I know the Palm Beach players are going to be meeting the same best players as the shouts goes up as we come to the end of this match, in which St. Bess would have been taking names and kicking donkeys. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. The kicking ass is a donkey. St. Bess took names and they kicked donkeys. They didn't kick ass.
They came, they saw, and they conquered.
Get the score card. So get that. No, give him the book.
One shoe down there.
Yeah, well, again, we have the Palm Beach players going out to meet the St. Bess players in good spirit, good sport. Palm Beach players, we got to get on the field. Come on, we got to do it the big way. We got to show the people how we do it. It's a sport where we're not enemies. We're just opponents.
Oh, that is Cracker.
Yeah.
Second one, 139.
139.
So Crackers went on and he took the match of the game and he took it. Took the catch of the day.
I can't do it.
The ballers.
Right, and just cut it. Yeah. She's tabulating because it's not on the tablet yet. So you gotta do it here. I know we are talking. She's gonna do that.
I don't know. I still saying they can't do this. I'm just
Yeah, no, just read the score here.
And we're talking about Bagger. You better come and listen to Bagger on the 28th of November when Bagger and Marcos gonna be lighting up City Hall Park. And Jamie have something to tell me here because he played this match and he's gonna say who he's dedicating this match to. Jamie, you're on here.
Thank you. Well, our team found out that our manager mom died a couple weeks ago. And we promised ourselves that we're gonna win the championship just for her. So to Warren, Yellow, congrats, man.
Oh, Yellow, well, this match was played in honor of your late mother. And sorry for your loss, sir, but this one is in a precious name, and I hope that she's in high heavens looking down on St. Bess team and you for holding the fort every time. And you know would have gone 5 championships, and you would have won it 4 times. Yep. You're 90%. Wow, I'm telling you, man, I have to emulate you. Even people like Stanley can't make your team now. Imagine that. If you're gonna do that, but you wait till the end of the time to come out. That's it.
Yeah.
Mark Johnson, KUMAR. Just asking KUMAR now to step to his left so I can ask him a few questions. First of all, congratulations on winning the Man of the Match award.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, very much.
You're involved in a 100 partnership with you and Shane. Charles Wood of La Parcan for the runners-up trophy. And we're asking now the Palm Beach team or the captain of the Palm Beach team to come forward and take this trophy.
Thanks a lot. We had a good game. I guess today we were just outplayed by St. Bess. I mean, their bowling was great. They had an outstanding knock by Max. We started off good, but as you said, we fell apart in the middle of the game and coming to the end. We had a couple bad overs that killed us. But all in all, Palm Beach did their best, and we were always here.
Churned out by Charles Wood of the Park and Shipping. Sylvan Taylor out of Jamaica on a game well played, well umpired, no discrepancy at all, and congratulations and thanks to the umpires. And also by Brian Eden of the Park and Shipping. Brian Eden, no strangers to South Florida.
No, sir, I'm back home.
You're back home.
Back home.
Anything you don't think that it would have been possible at all? So congratulations and thanks again to the Park and Shipping.
Okay, thank you very much, Eddie.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the presentation. So Shane Ford along with the rest of the team getting the presentation, the championship trophy from Brian Eden of the La Park and Shipping Company.
Guys, Palm Beach guys don't go too far because there's going to be refreshments, there's going to be food, there's going to be dinner, okay? Yes, well, we just want everybody to understand that St. Bess has gone through this tournament undefeated. So, a big round of applause to them. So, they're the untouchables here today. But let's not forget, gentlemen, there's refreshments, there's dinner to be served, so make sure you get some good food right behind the commentary booth.